Just hit the red button. If somebody called, just hit that red button. I'm gonna watch it on theirs anyway, because you know they cameras right.
Oh yeah, he talking about the cameras right here. So like this gonna be right here when like y'all, you know what I'm saying, like they're gonna be the main camera that like is gonna be focused on y'all.
Okay.
But when you talking to Smed, he gonna switch to this camera right here. Gonna be that camera right there.
Gotcha.
Engage y'all mics and everything.
All right,
Here we go, y'all. Right, we rolling the intro.
All right, I'm ready, bro.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, he talking about the camera. Yeah. Y'all actually won an award, the Boss Mag 2009 Ohio Hip Hop Award. Y'all won for that media outlet thing.
Man, I don't even know. Yeah.
Like y'all won. He didn't even know he won it.
What'd you say? Who was it?
You won the Boss Magazine 2009 Ohio Hip Hop Award. Congratulations.
That's legendary. That's legendary.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Dash Resource, aka Pino here with another, like, wait. Not one legend. We got two legends in the building today. Not to mention my man, Smed, bro, how you, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Three legends in the building, bro. Without further ado, man, we have my man, Kev and Daryl EAZY, man. What's good, man? AKA EASETOWN Posse, man. How y'all, bro?
What's good, man?
Bro, blessings, bro.
Blessings.
What? Man, let's do this, man. Look. So here at the Legendary People Podcast, we gotta start off with the origins, man. So like, where did y'all grow up at?
Well, everywhere.
Everywhere.
You know, we just like everybody here, man. You know, it's something about them Westwood boys.
Westwood, let's talk.
You know, we grew up on we lived on Cameron twice.
Word.
Lived on Cedarhurst. Then we left there, moved to Jefferson Township for a couple years, went to JT for a minute. Then we moved to Hickorydale. 2110 Hickorydale Drive, right across the street from the school.
Okay, so I got a question. So like, what elementary school did y'all go to?
Hickorydale.
Yeah.
Westwood.
Hickorydale back then went up to 8th.
So like, what was the reason?
Was it 6th when you and Frank and all them was there? Like 8th.
Yeah, it went up to 8th grade. Hickorydale went up to 8th grade.
So in y'all opinion, like, what was the reason why y'all moved around so much?
Struggles.
Well, yeah.
Struggles of life.
Exactly.
One parent home.
Yeah.
One parent, so it was Mom Deuce holding y'all down? Shout out to Mama Love. Shout out to Mama Love, man.
Yeah.
So like, what were certain things like y'all saw like growing up that like kind of influenced y'all growing up?
Music wise or?
Well, just environmental wise. On the early side, I mean, we gonna get to the '80s and stuff like that, to where you know what I'm saying, like stuff changed drastically.
My father influenced us. You know, he was in our life. You know, him and my mom separated when I was 12. You know, so but he was in our life, and I used to watch my dad. Man, he was so incredible. You know, like most people talk about their fathers was Superman. You know, man, I watched my father. He had a van club called Vans for Wheeling that he started. They called him T-Bird. And I would sit there. I was probably 8 or 9, and I would watch him bring a van home with like 12-passenger van. And he would take the seats out, gut it out, paint it, customize it, put beds in there, dance floors, telephones, dance floors.
What? Wait. So y'all dad was the first one to have a party bus, is what I'm sounding like.
Basically, but they were just vans.
It was a lot of them.
Yeah, it was like
he had his buddies.
You know how you got like Made Men and 6ix9ine Boys with the motorcycle thing. Back then they had van clubs.
Wow.
And
they had a softball team too.
Yeah, and it was called Vans for Wheeling.
Baseball parks, everybody in their vans. Yeah, family.
Yeah,
man, that's super. Smed, you have a question?
White, everybody was in Vans for Wheeling. It was
I mean, so what's y'all's age difference?
4 years.
Yeah,
4 years. Yeah. Okay, so Dr. Ease, we gonna start with you because you big bro.
The OG.
All right.
You setting the tone for everything, right?
All right.
All right. So we coming out of what's the first neighborhood that you was in? Let's take it like 5, 6.
Westwood.
Yeah, Westwood.
5 or 6. What was the tone of Westwood back then, bro?
Oh man, you could leave your doors open at night.
Yeah.
You know, and go to sleep comfortably. You know, they had
this the 70s.
Yeah, 70s. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you could you could go to Westwood Center. You know, they don't have those no more. The centers like Westwood and we would go to Westwood and shoot pool, play basketball, take karate, boxing.
Yes.
whatever. So, you know, it was all, you know, in them days, you know, your neighbors could whoop your ass if you got in trouble.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, it told on you.
Man, bring back the neighbor
snitching.
ass whooping, man. Bring back the neighbor ass whooping, man. We're good.
So,
Yeah.
before too long, Kev come along, got your little bro. Did you take him a lot of places with you, or did you want to just pull off
Had
on
to.
it?
You know, back in them days, you couldn't, you know, your mother told you, take your little brother with you.
Yeah.
Told my older
That's
sister,
why
take
the
your
music.
sister
That's
with
why I
you.
learned
Wait.
everything. Hey,
Sorry.
I was 15 years old.
I'm not
around-
going to get a 15 yet, sir.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get a 15 yet. So, like, what was it like going, you know what I'm saying, like, out with your big brother at that point in time? Like, before you get to 15, we talking about, like, young boy, like, when you young. What was it like in the instrumental part of your growing
Yeah,
up?
like Kev, you like 5
Oh,
or
it was
6. We talking
everything.
about
That's how I learned everything. You know, he was respectful. Him and his friends, they couldn't be around. He didn't hang around disrespectful people. That's why I am how I am, because I hung with them and the older guys. You know.
Yeah.
So I knew how to act, or I was going to get sent home or to the
Right,
cousin
right.
Kenny Wesley's house and sit down until he done. You
Right.
know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I had
All
to
right,
keep
so
it together.
let's go like 1980ish era time frame. All right.
Okay.
One thing that I do love about that time frame that I don't think that we talk about a lot, but I think for you guys interview, I think it'll be a little more instrumental.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Man, breakdancing,
Oh, my God.
graffiti,
Breakdancing.
bro. Was you interested in that type of stuff coming up?
1 and 2. So, 1 and
Okay.
then.
I wasn't interested in the breakdancing. I mean, I loved it.
Yeah.
But 1980, you said, right? So 1980, that's when I first started getting into hip hop.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, well, actually, before that, man, a lot of people don't give this guy no credit for rap. But the first rap song I heard was a guy named King Tim III.
Yeah.
And he was with a group called the Fatback Band.
Fatback Band, yeah.
And I was just mesmerized hearing his flow. And then my sister Rhonda, she would buy all the records.
Shout
you know,
out
my
to Sister Rhonda.
dad was like that. He had all the Temptations and people like
Yeah.
that. But my sister was buying all the, you know, Natalie Cole's and she bought Curtis Blow. And I heard the breaks for the first time, and that's
These
what
all
blew me
the
away.
breaks.
That's what blew
Yeah,
you
when I
away.
heard the breaks, I was like, oh, wow, this right here. I mean, that's how I learned how to rap.
Right.
And back then, you only had record players.
Right.
So the fat, what you said it was the fat
Fatback
back
Band.
Yep.
The fat
They
back.
had a guy, it was a song called King Tim III.
Where was they from?
I'm not sure. I'm
Okay.
not sure. They wasn't from here. They were
the
from
East
Yeah.
Coast.
Yeah,
They
you
had a
probably look it
banger
up,
though.
but yeah,
Right.
Fatback Band. They had a song. It was a guy named King Tim III.
Were there any other early influences that when it came to music for both of y'all? Because like maybe that like that. I mean, you know, like your big brother probably influenced you, but was there something like you saw in the water that your brother probably wasn't into yet? Like on the music side, like what was some early influences when it came to
I was
music?
in the more funnier hip hop, like Fat Boys.
Fat Boys, yeah.
Them,
Yeah.
they was inspiring me. You know, like he was with the Curtis Blows and you know all
Run
them.
DMC.
LL, all them. I liked them and you know wanted to be them too. But Fat Boys really like they can do it. I can do it too. You know,
Right.
and I knew Bruh could do it. I said I could do it too.
So and we're still in like elementary school. Like, are you guys rapping during that time or the before? Like, is it after that when you guys?
I was
started?
rapping then. I was
Okay.
after I heard Curtis Blow. I mean, I wrote the breaks down word for word.
Okay.
I mean, and like I said, they didn't have rewind back then and
Right.
fast forward. So I would listen to a couple words, take the needle off the record, write it down, put it back. It took me about 3 months.
Oh wow,
Finish one. Yeah.
that's
But
called
I did it,
dedication.
you know,
man.
yeah. And I listened to it and I learned it, and I started rapping back then. Then I started writing my own after that.
So like, when did you start rapping?
I started I was at Fairport like 13.
Okay, so
Like
we're gonna get to you. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to you. We'll get to you. Shout out there. But so like you early, you know what I'm saying, on your early childhood influence, I'm saying like you already have rappers that are putting words together then third. So
Right.
you're moving throughout that. What is your like your environment like while you rapping? Are you rapping in front of people or are you just writing exclusively?
Well, first I just started writing exclusively by myself, and when I felt like it was good enough to let somebody hear it, like I said, like Rodney Lowe said, you know, man, we would play ball all day. Like I was going to the NBA.
Yeah.
You know, rap was okay, but I was a Dr. J fanatic. That's where I got Dr. E's from. Because I'm like, oh, man, we play ball all day, every day. You go home, get some water, come back and play the whole rest of the day. And like I said, I love Dr. J, so I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be Dr. J. And I was 6'2" at 14, 15.
Right.
So I'm like, oh man, I'm going to be 6'6" and I'm a ball.
Yeah.
But I stopped growing, and you know, back then, if you 6'2" and you 14, you was playing center.
Right.
And
Yeah.
forward, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't have no ball handle, but I could bang down low, rebounding and all that. But when I stopped growing, I'm like, man, I started rapping, and it just started taking over the basketball.
So at this point, is this now where it started to influence you to start rapping?
Yeah.
Okay, so did y'all record together at that point in time, or was it like you just like, I want to get the respect of Big Bro at this point in time?
Nah, he was always doing his recording and writing and forming his own group, and I was just learning.
What was you
so I'm
recording
gonna form
at?
mine one day.
I ain't
So
trying
I
to
was
cut
getting
you
mine
off.
together.
So like, what were you recording at during this time?
Well, back then in the 80s, we were recording in the bedroom, but we didn't have the computers and stuff. You had 2 boxes, you know, and you play and record on the other one and spit, like play an instrumental on one boom box, and across from it, you know, you hit play and record it from a Memorex or whatever. And so we were actually recording from home,
Yep.
you know, until later on when I started going to real studios like Rephrase, but that was later on in like 89, 88.
So how long did it take for you to let your brother get on the track with you? You know what I mean? Because like you feel like you probably already here, and little brother trying to rap a little
Yeah.
bit.
After I graduated.
Oh,
Yeah,
School was first.
Yeah, and you know, I was the father figure around the house. You know, for him, you know, I was like, yeah, you keep your grades up. I'll let you get on the joint with me. You know what I mean?
so like, how did mom feel about y'all doing music?
She loved it. She loved it. She loved it, man. She didn't
Mom
have
had a
problem
music
with it at
heart?
all. My father was really the music guy.
Okay.
You know, but my mom was there too. But as far as just music, of course, you know, when you clean up on Saturdays, mom throw them songs on, and that's just how it went. Every Saturday you're gonna get up, you're gonna clean up, and you're gonna listen to music while you clean.
Absolutely.
You know, so she was an influence.
So like one thing that we like to ask our guests, so like was there like a you know, like a strong presence of like spirituality or church influence on y'all?
Oh yeah.
went to
I
church
grew up
every
in
Sunday.
Every Sunday. Grew up in Mount Enid.
Mount Enid,
Yeah.
legendary
Yeah.
church, legendary
That's a
church.
landmark
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, it is. So,
Yeah.
so you know, so like during this time, you know what I'm saying, like we have the whole thing of Dayton. Like Dayton is the hometown of funk. I don't care what people say. We have the hometown of funk.
Ohio funk.
So how do you go off the funk and also do rap? Is it like, are you incorporating it during this time, or is it more or less like you guys want to do something different?
Actually, I went back to it. Like when I was coming up, like in high school, like so I was rapping from 12 to hell just recently. You know, I still write and produce. You know,
Right.
but as far as just rapping, you know, I was listening, like I said, to Curtis Blows, the Run DMCs, the Houdinis. I mean, you couldn't tell me I wasn't LL Cool J back then.
Right.
You know what I mean? And those were huge influences. And I was like, that's what really gave me that to get going, you know.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I would go into Solid Gold Records.
Solid Gold
Solid Gold.
Records.
And you see, it was on
Solid
Gettysburg.
Gold, Solid Gold.
Yeah, it was on
14
Gettysburg
today.
in front of Eichelberger at the time,
Yep.
in that little building. And I would just go in there, and Terry I would let him hear some of my music, you know. He's, man, keep it up, keep it up. And I used to look on the walls and say, man, that was my dream.
Right.
I want to be up there one day next to LL Cool J, Public Enemy, Houdini, you know, Fat Boys. I said, I'm going to make an album one day, you know.
So what was early high school like for you during this time? I mean, like, do you have aspirations to work, or is it strictly music or nothing?
To me, I didn't have a plan B. Like I said, I was playing ball. Then when I started getting serious into hip hop, and then after that, I really started like really digging, like, oh, I'm gonna be a rapper, you know.
Right.
I didn't play ball. I played, but not serious, like, oh, I'm going to college on basketball, you know,
Right.
scholarship or nothing. So I just started really digging into my music, and once I started letting people hear it, and they like, dude, you got something, you know, you could really be somebody, you know. Like I said, me, Darren Bird, Ray Springer, you know,
give 'em that love,
we
give
would
'em
be
that
at
love,
Hickory
man.
Dale playing ball,
Yeah.
and after that, we'd be sitting down taking a break, and just start rapping, and everybody
Right.
looking like, damn. And I can honestly say, man, Ray Springer was like one of my top. I mean, this guy knew all my songs by heart. Whenever I finished the album, I would call Ray, man, check this out, because he supported me. I mean, like no other.
Right.
You know how Dayton be sometime.
Right.
If you tell, hey man, listen to this. Sometimes you can say, listen to this, and not tell them it's you, and they feeling it. But if you say, listen to this, this is me. It's a different. Everybody looking different. Oh, okay, that's you. But if you don't tell them it's you, Then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, that's banging. Who was that?
Right.
You know, but Ray really supported me back then. I mean, knew every song word for word, man.
More than that, your little brother, obviously, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
when did you know that your brother had something? And y'all had something together later on, but like, when did you know like your brother was nice?
Probably was like 86 or something. He made a song. He redid Keith Sweat, Make It Last.
Yeah, man.
And, you know, to Make It Last Forever, gonna pull the ladies. And I said, oh, bro, going like LL. I said, he going for the ladies.
Well, you know what?
And so that Make It Last, it like, I said, bro, got something here. It made a lot of noise. Him and Madeline was on it.
Yeah, but see, that's the first song that we ever had on the radio. It was called Make It Last. WDAO played it. And like I said, Madeline O'Neal, she was a female rapper. And I was the kind of person who always wanted to be the first to do something.
Right.
I didn't just want to, I wanted to be the first to, I said, okay, I'm going to be the first to make a slow hip hop song. So actually I went to Skateland. I don't know if you guys remember Skateland. I know y'all was kids, but this was in the 80s, early 80s. So I would go to Skateland and they had a DJ, Fred the Boss.
Fred the Boss.
He was a DJ for WDAO. And I would catch him outside and say, hey, man, let me get on the mic tonight, you know. He's like, all right, young boy, just grab them crates right there, you know. So I grabbed them records, man, and walked them in, and I would sit on the side of the stage while people were skating. And he'd say, okay, which one to rap to? And he was playing a song called Moments in Love. I don't know if you remember that. It's called Moments in Love. It was a slow by the Art of Noise.
Art of Noise.
And I said, leave that on. I would get the mic and just rap to it. And it was just like a slow rap. Yeah. And they was feeling it. I was like, okay, I'm going to be the first to do a slow hip hop song. Oh. But then we did Make It Last. And I'm like, okay, but then LL did I Need Love. So I was like, oh man, he beat me to it.
Yeah.
And then Houdini did One Love. And it's like, okay. They got me on that one. So I had to try something different, you know.
So at the time of high school, are you getting notoriety for basketball and rapping, or is it one or the other?
Kind of both. Like I said, I wasn't no Ray Springers and nothing like that, but my thing was getting rebounds and playing defense, you know. Right. But I was doing more hip hop. So once I started my first group called the Fresh Force, when we really started digging into it, it was me, a guy named Mike Wallace, we called him Cool Ice, and a guy named Gerald Williams, man, he was a beatbox. Oh, this guy, you know, he passed on, and we had a DJ named Melson Everett that come from Cleveland. And they both passed on since then, but man, but we were like brothers, you know.
DJ and beatbox both passed?
Yeah.
Man, R.I.P. to the Kings, bro.
But Gerald Williams was the coldest. You talking about Dougie Fresh and Buffy? They ain't had nothing on him. I mean, Nathan, not nothing, but Nathan. They had Nathan on Gerald Williams.
He the one he was blowing Transformers up. This when Transformers first started, and he used to put that in his beatbox. Transformers. Beatboxing because it was just blowing up. Yeah, he used to have a crowd then.
Right.
At them little park Summerfest and stuff.
We started traveling the city. Gerald's mom, Miss Williams, became our manager. We started touring the parks, the recreation parks. We would go from
Island Park. Y'all killed Island Park, didn't you?
We would go to Highview Park, stuff like that.
I'm about to get to that, man. I'm about to get to that. Hey, y'all were perennial Island Park killers. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm talking about the smaller parks back then, like Highview Park, Hickorydale. We would travel in the summer and perform. And then we really started getting a name for ourselves. And one time we was performing at the convention center, and Channel 45 had just came to town, and they was like, man, we did it for Black History Month. And they was like, can y'all guys come to the studio and do a commercial for Martin Luther King?
You remember that, Snag? Did you ever get to see it?
We was like,
the commercial for Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King commercial.
So I was a sophomore in high school, and sophomore in Meadowdale. And
wait. What's in the water at Meadowdale? Like I keep saying that off, man.
Once again,
with the Meadowdale. We had so many legends here, but go ahead.
Yeah, so
something in the water, y'all.
We did a commercial for Martin Luther King. It was me, a guy named Russell Pryor. Shout out to Sir Rap.
Shout out to Sir Rap.
He's out in Cali now. Yeah. So me, Gerald, and Russell. Gerald did the beatbox, and me and Russell Rap did the Martin Luther King thing. Man, they played that on TV the whole month of February, Black History Month. And that's when we became like what you call ghetto superstars, you know, we couldn't go nowhere without people like, man, I saw you on TV, you know.
So I'm gonna pause you there in the story, right? So I'm gonna ask separate questions.
Okay.
So what did that feel like to finally get the notoriety that you wanted to get? And what was the actuality? Was it like the money reflected what you was doing, or more or less like the love was all that you wanted at that point in time?
Well, we wasn't even thinking about money back then. We were just thinking about the love that we were
Just
getting,
letting
you
people
know.
hear your craft.
Yeah, you know. So when we was on TV, then everywhere we went, when the Salem Mall was banging,
Oh
you know,
my God,
talking about
nostalgia
girls, man, you know, we saw you on TV. I mean, they played that commercial so much, we became like, me and Gerald just walked up and down Gettysburg with big old radios and people pulling over, stopping us because they saw us on TV for the commercial that we did.
See, so I have a different relationship with my brother. My brother is 7 years older than me, right? So you have a brother that's only 4 years older than you.
Yeah.
What was it like seeing your brother's dream manifest right there in front of you?
It was amazing because we never forget. They told him we're gonna air it at such and such time. So once he hit that TV on Fox 45, a commercial, Black History for Martin Luther King, I said, "Oh yeah, that's it right there." But it was like a wait, wasn't it? Because it didn't come on like they was like 7:33. It's coming on.
Yeah,
it was more
yeah.
like 7:36. So we was in the
2
living
minutes,
room
who's
waiting.
counting, right?
Yeah.
My mama to cook the popcorn. You know, we in the living room waiting, and
That's lit.
and we like, you know, they ain't gonna play it. You know, true. After they went to, you know, a show, play some, and then go to a commercial.
Yeah.
I seen him and Gerald.
Yeah,
And we
they
was-
play it in the
that-
break
that's-
time. Like it comes
Prime.
on in that break allotment from like 7:30 to
Yeah,
7:33
yeah,
before they
yeah,
come back to the
yeah.
next
But
segment of the show.
Yeah, but we really didn't start really getting notoriety until they started playing the song on the radio. The Make It Last was on WJO and heavy rotation. We didn't even have an album out back then. They just showed us love and put it on there, and people started calling in, "Can you play that song?" And that's when I knew that my mother was really proud of me. Because she would come home, "Oh, Joanne and them can't stop
Everybody at
talking
work.
about that song," you know. And everybody just loved it. It was a slow hip-hop song.
Bro, was the Make It Last, was that the Fresh Force, or that was just you before you guys hooked up?
No, that was just me.
That was just you?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was just me and Madeline. We had wrote some songs together, and we did that. And actually, DJ Mix Mari helped us with that.
Yeah,
he did the music. Daryl White, Oldie,
Mari,
he
Moose.
done the music. DJ Mix later became my DJ after Benford Clay was the first DJ
Trick
Mix.
Mix.
Yeah,
Oh my
Trick Mix
God!
was the first thing.
Legendary handshake. Shout out to my
Yeah.
man DJ Trick Mix, man. Legendary handshake.
Later on
bro.
in the book, we got a story about Trick Mix.
yeah, but
We gotta find out was DJ Trick Mix when we found out last week, was he a substitute teacher during the time or was he running
He was
track?
a track star. He was a track
Yeah,
He was a track star.
Legendary
And
handshake.
that's why he couldn't continue with me, because he had a track scholarship to Central State. And then I had to go on. Then I ran into Lamar Moody, who he called himself Mix Master or something. So we just
DJ
kept
Mix.
DJ Mix, you know.
DJ Mix.
And then Mix being changed is the Trick Mix, you know.
So like we don't want to paint it like everything been good at this point in time. Are there any hiccups during the way when you get to this point? Because there has to be. So like, can you give us just a little bit of some of the pitfalls that you ran into getting to this point? Because at this point to where you at, that's already legendary in Dayton.
Right.
So were there any hiccups during this point in time?
Well, I can say, like I said, I had a group called the Fresh Force, was my first hip hop group. And actually, Gerald's uncle was a guy named George Roebuck. And they called him Sonny. He wrote the song Sight for Sore Eyes for the Ohio Players. He was a great writer, man. And back to your question about the studio, real studio, that was my first time going to a home studio. When we walked in that door, it was Gerald's uncle, was Sonny, of course. So when we walked in there, you had Ronald Nooks from the Ohio Players. You had Billy Beck from the Ohio Players. You had Reggie Moon Morgan and Sonny.
All-star cast.
And Sonny taught us how to make a song. You know, back then we were just writing. We didn't have no hooks. No, we was just going.
Raw talent.
Going.
Just steady
But
going,
he taught us how to count beats. He taught us how to write hooks and how to make
put
songs.
hooks in the middle.
Shout out to Sonny,
Oh,
man.
Sonny was awesome, man.
Sonny
he
a
was very,
legend.
He was very instrumental in that. And like I said, plus he was with Ohio Players, you know.
And
But
Sticks was in the mix.
yeah. But the downfall to me was me and Gerald, his nephew, was so close. But it was a guy from Dayton named Derek Hall. They called him Devil D or
Remember
DeVille.
Devil?
He was super
Little
dope,
Derek
man.
Hall?
Like I say, in my book, I
Devil
even say
D.
he's the greatest writer that I know today. And he don't even write no more, but this guy was the coldest, man. And he had a song called Jason about, the movie.
Yeah.
And the song was dope, man, I ain't gonna lie. But Derek was such a good writer, and Gerald was a good beatboxer and producer too, that he took Gerald out of my group and added him to Derek. And at the time, I was hurt because I'm like, man, we best friends, But I didn't understand the business. Because now I look back, I would have done the same thing.
Wow.
Because you trying to make some hits, and you put the best together. And Derek was a better rapper than me. He was a better writer, I'm gonna give it up to him. But when he put Gerald with him, it kind of like, man, And then that's when I kind of started off. And then I went with Russell Pryor, and we created a group called Unique Cut, and we started moving,
Okay.
But me and Gerald stayed friends, man. Me and his family, man, I love them to death to this day. Stacey Williams.
How was it that he was able to take him from your group and put him with the other group? Was this like a label decision? Y'all signed with them or something?
He was his uncle for one, and he knew what he was doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest about it, because like I said, now I look back and look at talent, I would have did the same thing. If this guy's better than me rap wise, and this guy's a better beatboxer, you put the two together to make some hits.
Yeah.
And so now I understand it.
But was this
15,
before you
16,
had to make it last on WDAO?
This was before.
Yeah.
This
It was before.
Yeah.
Did they ever? So who got on the radio first? You?
Yeah,
or
I did.
Gerald and
I did.
and
I did.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they still
shoulda
did their thing though,
They should have kept Gerald with you,
Right.
But business wise, they did the right thing.
Yeah.
Business wise, they did the right thing.
It seemed like it. It seemed like it. But sometimes,
hindsight, right.
Sometimes sauce like supersedes talent.
Yes.
Writing
Yeah,
ability.
yeah.
It's kind of like your persona, your character, and who you was. Like you said in your book. Kind of like that destiny, like man, it don't matter who the best writer for real. If this person is
but
chosen,
see, you don't
to
know
be the
that
star,
when it's going on. You don't know that.
You don't.
It's like
don't.
me being the first rapper out of Dayton to be on a national level.
Yes.
I back then I wasn't like, I'm the first rapper and I'm gonna be known for this, and
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at it like that.
Yeah.
When
Too
you're
busy on the
doing
journey.
when you're creating something like that, you don't know what you're
You just
doing
in the
until
process.
after it's over.
Yeah, you're in the process.
And when it was over, I was like, oh, well, damn, I was the first rapper from Dayton to be on a national level,
Yeah.
I was in magazines and this and that. I'm
Right
like, okay,
On, y'all remember Right On magazine, all them back
Yep.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to do Legendary Handshake for the first time with them both sitting here together because I never get a chance to do this. What was it like taking your brother with you on the journey?
Well, when I knew that he had something was we were recording. They had a studio called Big Bang Studios. It was on Riverview, actually. Riverview, where the Mother's Finest used to be.
Yeah.
Upstairs,
Yeah.
a guy named Keith Nash
that
was a
building.
dope producer. He played with Slave and them back in the day.
Slave, shout out to Slave.
Back then we
Son of
had
Slave, too. Shout out to my man Mark.
yeah. So when we were recording in there, we had a group of guys. Man, it was me. It was Keith Wilson, Raquel, Keedy Bug,
Raquel,
Yeah.
Derek Smith, Jag, Herman Dixon.
The Cartel.
Yeah, the Cartel, man.
Donovan Norvell and them.
Yeah, so we started recording in there.
They was cold.
And I was
Yeah, they
working
was
on
cold.
Yeah, so after my first album came out in 1989.
Yeah.
But then I was working on my second one, and while I was working on that, we were in Big Bang Studios. And at the end of the day, it was like, man, look at all this talent here. So I was doing a song called Ease with the Funk. And Kevin kept bugging me, him and Brian Ragsdale, that's another one of our brothers.
Ragsdale, yeah, for
Bumblebee.
sure.
He,
Yeah,
man,
Bumblebee.
dope, man.
Shout out to Bumblebee,
So
man.
I said, okay, make sure their grades was good. I'm like, okay, come on, let me get y'all on this track. So Bumblebee started the song off. It was a posse cut. They called them posse cuts.
I love
back then.
posse cuts,
And
man.
it was me, it was Bumblebee, a guy named Robert Henderson, Magnum. We called him Magnum.
It was like
He
a
down.
cipher, man.
Yeah, it was a big cipher.
Get
Yeah,
your bars out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Derek
like
Smith,
Oh,
D
man,
Master
yeah,
D.
Derek Smith
And so
Raquel, Keith Wilson.
yeah, and
There we
him
go.
and Kev started the song off. And when Bumblebee came on, I was like, turn that off for a minute.
And it
I'm
was like, oh, we want the funk.
Yeah.
We redid that.
and I was like,
To
who is that?
Want the funk.
I was like, who is that? And it was Brian. I was like, damn, you like that? And he was like, yeah. So then, go ahead, finish that. He finished. Kev came in next, and I'm like, y'all been practicing, you know? They would sit down. They been that big. When I told them that they can get on this joint, Bumblebee told me the other day, man, we wrote 5-6 songs that one day trying to impress you. You know what I'm saying? So to get them on there and seeing that they were listening, and I would take him on tour with me on some weekends when we was coming back. We'd leave Friday and come back Sunday night. I would take him with me so he could see the road and, you know, and how it was. So
carry crates. You know, you got to start there.
Yeah, they were called roadies back then.
You got to pay your dues.
Yeah, we had them doing all the stuff for us. They were called roadies back then.
I'm taking the DATs to the sound people and all that. The
That's
DATs.
that big.
That's my
that's
job.
is the small tape.
Okay,
that you
little
put it on.
small.
Yeah, they were small.
Ain't nothing gonna skip though.
Yeah.
Your stuff gonna last forever too.
So that's when he started really getting into it, and they just kept writing and getting better and better and better, you know.
And I taught B how to write. Bumblebee, he was like,
what?
He was like, he seen me writing. I'm like, yeah, Duro said I could finally get on something. He's like, teach me how to write, bastard. I said, all right, I got you. And I'm like, you do it like this, you know, breaking the bars down, and then just telling them just whatever you saying at the end, make it rhyme at the next end.
Right.
And he got it like that. He came like Tretch on me. I said,
he was dope.
He came out like Tretch on me.
I want to take a petty pause here because me and Smith is now tied at this point, right? I've been right about one thing. Smith been right about one thing, right? So this is the thing that we had that we talked about during the legendary interview with Flamborghini, right? When you're rapping on a posse cut, don't you try to have the best verse on the song?
No doubt.
Oh yeah, well, you gonna rewrite?
Definitely, people rewriting and writing because you got 5, 6 people on one.
No,
song.
Where we at, Smith?
wait a minute.
Are we 2-1 right now?
Listen,
Get the camera on him right now.
what we talking about is with my particular group, Ohio Coalition.
I remember that.
Okay,
Shout out to
I
them.
said I never, when I'm writing a rap, I don't. While I'm writing it, I'm like I want the best verse on this song. I'm writing it according to my own creativity, and the chips gonna fall where they may.
Yeah.
I'm not going into this trying to outdo the people that I'm on a song with. Like, I'm writing my verse, and my verse gonna be what it is. You know what I'm saying? I want to do my best, bro. I really can't focus on another person in order for me to do my best because I feel like you're going to come up short. So, like, for example, if you're going to make a song for the club and then you start writing lyrics talking about in the club, this and that shit garbage to me. Like, you feel me? Make shit according to your heart, and then it should come out and be the best verse on the song by default. But the mind frame, I want to make the best verse on this song and outdo everybody. To me, I just feel like you're not tapping into what the fuck you supposed to be doing.
Let me
to
tell
be
you the
creative
difference.
yourself.
Let me tell you what the difference is.
Here we go. We tied right now, so man. Let's see.
The difference is that you were with your own group, right? Ohio Coalition, right?
Yeah.
So y'all was doing stuff all the time together.
Right.
So imagine coming to do a song with me.
A feature.
A feature with me and him and Raquel and D Master D, people that you're not in the group with.
Yeah.
So I think you would want to come
competitive.
You're gonna write what you write, like you said. I agree with that. But when you sit down and listen, and you listen to some fire coming from me, some fire come, you might rewrite some stuff.
Thank you.
Not that what you had wasn't good or already dope.
Yeah.
But when you hearing fire, and they're not people you're always with, like your own group, that give you another.
That's why.
So
okay.
Well, I think
that's our disconnect right there because I didn't feature
because we never try to outdo each other when you just on a regular song. But when you doing something with other people,
that's a bridge right there.
Well, even if I am on a feed, and I understand, like, I want my verse to stand out, and I want my verse to be the best, okay? But I'm not writing it to be the
you write
best.
what you feel. Like
I'm
writing what it is.
You want
I'm writing what it is
too.
Yeah.
And then I think it also kind of depends, like, another thing, like,
I love
we
this
wasn't
conversation.
just a metaphoric type vibe.
Yeah.
Like, man, we had more of a street rap style.
that was dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Our shit,
absolutely.
we talking
Ohio
about
Coalition
hustling a
legendary.
whole lot.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, man, I just heard Ice wear Vizo, bro, on an interview.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he hates this idea that Detroit is a battle rap city. Like, he don't like that shit.
Well, he never
don't
heard of
like that
Calico.
vibe.
He never heard of JC. He never heard of
No,
Ill
he
Will.
just said that shit is not truly
Mac
the
Miller?
representation of what Detroit is. 8 Mile, Eminem, none of that battle
But there
rap
are a
shit
lot
is
of battle
what they're
rappers
about.
from there.
There is, but it's not the he's saying that he don't feel like the
See,
people
she
that he
carried
is
like that.
engaged with,
Right.
that represents they vibe on rapping.
Man, they got a play called Battle Creek, Michigan. I ain't listening to that. All right, so
But real
him.
shout out to
quick,
Ice Visa.
like
I
real
believe
quick,
him.
Yeah.
I get what he's saying, but like for me, when we were doing posse cuts, we weren't saying, "Oh, I'm gonna whoop your ass. My shit gonna be better than yours."
Nah.
We weren't doing that. I was putting people.
on.
I was putting
Getting
people
people
on.
on from the
I was
city.
putting people on my songs.
That-
so in case my album blew up, you coming next.
Yeah.
Right.
So Raquel, he was dope. So he's on there. Derek Smith was on there. So I'm like, if I blow up, y'all already on the track with me. So y'all already got a following. So I
Yeah,
was
we
doing
want
it to
it.
reach out just to help people from here.
So
And
Smith
we
got
want
this
that
argument.
shit to we want the song to be fire.
Oh,
like
yeah,
every
exactly.
nigga
It's gonna
supposed
be
to
fire,
come
'cause
crazy.
But on the
Yeah.
competition boosters, we ain't gonna keep going with this. All right, so also it's a great question. Like Smith, I think we're still at 1-1 at this point, so it's cool. The saga continues.
You support competition. I support creativity.
Ooh, that's hard. I like creative competition. So then again, no. So one thing we like to ask our guests also: what was the first thing you noticed when it came to the crack era that changed dramatically in your life? Because you know, like you went from growing up in a place where you did not have to lock your doors,
Right.
And
Right.
then things drastically changed. What was the first thing you noticed? And I'll do one and
Okay,
two.
okay.
You go first, and then you do your own separate.
The first thing I noticed was that was the first thing that gave me a reason to say don't do something like that. Because when you saw people one day and they were big as me, and you know you see them again, they walking around like zombies, and it was like, man, you know, like, and I tell my kids, man, if you never tried, you can't get hooked on it, you know. So just to see the destruction and all that, of course, when it was happening, you know, people was just getting money. They
Yeah.
wasn't thinking about. They thinking, I'm talking to guys and they like, man, shit, I ain't making them smoke. I ain't making them do it. And you're right, they made their own choice to do that. You know, so of course I'd never done it, but they were poisoning people. But I can't make you smoke this rock right here.
Yeah.
If you smoke, you smoke. And a lot of people's attitude back then was like, shit, I gotta get this money. You know, I knew guys who, I never agreed with it, but I knew guys who really needed money, who really was struggling. I mean, we struggled, but we ate. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I knew guys who didn't eat sometimes if they didn't get out in them streets and hustle and get it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So I can't down them for it, but
Right.
like I said, it's a two-way street. You know, you got people that sell and you got people that smoke it. You know, but I'm sure now they look back on the destruction they did. Like you had Tony Ruby on here. He know what he did and he owned up to
King.
it. But like I said, he didn't make
Legend.
them pick that
Legend.
pipe up and hit it. But you know, he did what he did. But and then look at him now. You know, man.
Right.
Great
On the other
dude.
side
He's
of
on the
it.
other side fighting against it. But that's what it's about. And most of the guys who done that back in them days are like this today. Man, don't do that. Don't do, you know, and they trying to figure ways out for people. Because you can't tell somebody not to go get money and ain't no jobs out here. So you need people like Tony Ruby and Darren Bird and them to get out here and point them in the right direction, you know. So I hope I answered your question on
But
that.
we actually need more people these days.
Right.
Than them. They always beating the streets.
Absolutely, because I mean, well, I want you to get to your point, and then I'll get to my further point. So, like, what was the first thing that you noticed as a change when it from, you know, everything's normal to where, you know what I'm saying, it was normal up to a certain point, and you saw a drastic change in people, lifestyle.
Yeah, the change I started seeing when the drugs came, families breaking up, you know, people, you know, like, you know, I had friends, their mothers did it, you know,
Right.
what could you do? Their mothers do it. So that's the only thing I didn't like. It was just breaking families up. I'm like, dang, they doing this to, you know what I mean? They losing their families over this, you know, whatever this high is they getting, that, you know, I just didn't like that. That was crushing, especially to the community.
Right. I mean, and then to me, like, you know, there's always the, you know, to me, it's all about duality. It's something I learned from the Tony Ruby interview. And if you guys are playing Legendary People podcast bingo, go ahead and put the chip on Tony Ruby because his name got mentioned. Put it on the bingo chip. Yeah. But it's one thing he taught me, and it was about the thing about dualities, right? Like we talked off camera about how, you know, you have somebody that goes to prison, you know what I'm saying, like their whole life, right? And then you have someone that's actually a prison guard that goes to work their whole life, right? So you have two people who are literally going to prison every single day. They're in prison every single day.
Right.
Life is about dualities, right? So for every, you know what I'm saying, like positive aspect to the drug epidemic of,
Right.
you know, us getting a chance to get a slice of the pie. We've also taken away from another family.
Right.
Right. So were there people like, because I'm pretty sure like in y'all lifetime, you probably saw somebody you went to high school with.
Yeah.
Prom queens, her and the prom fiend. You ever
Teachers.
Teachers. Give me that one.
Teachers. I had a sociology teacher. I don't want to say her name, you know, but she had her husband was a doctor, and at the time he was going to medical school, and she used to tell us stories in class of how she was helping him get to where he wanted to be in life. You know, he was studying, she was working her ass off. The story I heard personally is that when he got to where he wanted to go, he left.
Right.
And that crushed her, and she started smoking.
Wow.
You know, so to see her go from this strong teacher to on a corner, it's like, wow, that's Miss So-and-so. Like, oh, man, it hurt you, but, you know, that's how
I mean,
some things
it ain't
happen, you
funny.
know.
You were laughing. Really? This man got a sick sense of humor, man. I want y'all to know that. I mean, I do too, but I don't do it on camera. We laugh after. Don't do that, Smack. Smack gonna get canceled.
I just playing. That ain't right.
So seeing a teacher, you know, fall like that, man.
Right.
It's like, oh, man.
So like the crack era, like to y'all, it wasn't glam for y'all. It was more or less like the messed up part about it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you got your pros and cons in anything, your goods
Absolutely.
and bad. Man, like I said, one of my high school friends, he became a millionaire, and he went to jail for 18 months, I believe. And I asked him one day, I said, man, was it worth it? You know how people get out there, they make money, they say, man, it ain't worth it, it ain't worth it.
Right.
I said, man, was it worth it? He said, let me say it to you like this. He said, would you go to jail for $3 million for 18 months? I said, hell yeah.
Right.
And he said, so, and doing well, got properties, and you know, so some people turned it into, because every career comes to an end, whether you're a drug dealer, basketball player, rapper, or whatever.
Outsourced or whatever.
Yeah.
No matter what.
But, you know, I never looked at it like that. He said, man, you know, $3 million, go to jail for 18, and I think he even got out before 18 months. But he was a
He did
millionaire.
14 flat, came home, man.
Man, he was a millionaire, and you know, still doing well. I mean, he ain't in the streets, but he took that street money and is still doing well today from something he did in the '80s because of the choices he made back then.
Shout out to you, King, because statute of limitations. I talked to Michael Wright, bro. You good? So, so back to y'all on the journey. What was the first time y'all ventured off from Dayton to start hitting the other areas? What was the first city y'all went to, and what was the reaction like?
Of course, we would
Middletown, probably.
Middletown, let's do the middle.
yeah.
Let's do the split.
Middletown
away from
was,
here, you know.
Okay,
yeah.
so-
Doing shows in Middletown, Cincinnati, Columbus, you know, the region, you know, we're doing the region.
You know what I'm saying? Like hitting the whole O.
Yeah.
So after y'all ventured out of the O, like where did y'all go to next? Like, cause there has to be the one you was like, man, we out of state now.
Is this that unique cut to this?
Yeah, with Unique Cut, we started traveling. Not big, but I mean, you know, we were doing shows at Hair Arena with NWA and people like that.
That was unique cut hair arena.
No, not well.
No,
No, we was at the convention center with Chub Rock. We
Okay,
opened up with
okay.
Chub Rock,
at the
Chub
convention
Rock.
center, so that was still here in the city.
Rock, that's hilarious.
But with Unique Cut, like I said, he was the guy who got with me after we left, after the Fresh Force disbanded, and me and Russell Pryor got together. We started.
West Coast.
We became that group then. You know, we started doing all the concerts that came to town. Doing all the nightclubs, Gamble's nightclub, and spots like that. You know, just banging them out. So we Unique, and DJ Skano was our DJ.
DJ's legendary
DJ
handshakes
Skano.
of my man
Skano
DJ
was our DJ. He was our
Skano,
DJ, and
man.
he
Legend.
cut. Yeah, he used to draw our jackets. Skano could
one of
draw.
Russell's
What?
I had jean jacket, man. He
Back
draw him a
then.
picture on the back of it.
DJ
with a
Skano can
city
draw.
star. Skano was dope.
On the jean jacket.
Yeah,
He's
he
the
was.
first
He was
doing
the
it.
first one painting jean jackets and drawing them up. Man, he have me and Russell looking good on stage.
Yeah, just helping.
Skano.
He was just helping, just a friend.
Yeah, Skano.
So, bro, this is after you guys won y'all's the competition at the Palladium.
Yeah.
Y'all won $200.
This was after that. Yeah,
This is
yeah,
after.
this was
Okay.
after that.
Okay.
What?
He
So-
said the Palladium. Man,
Yeah.
I opened up for Dane at the Palladium.
Let's go back to that day.
man,
Wait, wait.
Palladium.
Let's go back to that. So, what was the you know what I'm saying? Like, what was the pressure like going up for the you know what I'm saying? Like to win the competition? Like, what was it like for y'all? Was it y'all?
Well, it was like the biggest rap contest in Ohio. So for us to win that, me and Russ, you know, we was And after that, you know, we started getting the promoter of that show. His name was Ron Todd, I believe. He was from New York. And after that, he started hooking us up with more shows, Kumo D, and in different cities. He started hooking us up with different shows in different states after that.
Somebody got a little bit of trouble out of state. We're going to talk about that a little bit. You like to talk about that a little bit?
What part?
What's
The part in the book or what?
Wherever you want to start at, King. Wherever you want to start at.
Remind me, refresh
All right,
me.
so let us start at the part in the book because that's the part that we have. So, what was the situation that led to that?
I'm trying to figure out what part you're talking about.
Cali is
Where
where you got
Unique
trouble.
Cut, Russell and Unique Cut, he talking about. That's when y'all.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't get in trouble. But you mean gangs and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
That's in Cali,
so me and Russell with Unique Cut, we had a concert at Gamble's nightclub. We opened up for Bootsy Collins. He had a group.
Bootsy Collins, man.
He had a guy called Microwave back then. This was 86, 85, 86. So we performed there. His uncle was in town. His name is Alan Pryor. He was with a group, Audio and all. He was a good musician, you know, but he had moved out to Cali. And, you know, back in the day, we would be like, man, we got to go to Cali. You know, you going to Cali. That's the dream. Go to Cali, make it big, bring your family down, you know. So Alan talked to our parents, man, y'all, he saw us perform at Gamble's, and he said, man, y'all come to Cali, we can make some good money. Like, okay, cool. So talked to our parents.
90s, right?
Early 80s, no, late 80s. This is 86, 85, 86. Yeah. So I graduated in 86 from high school. So did Russell, you know, with the Unique Cut guys.
So they was able to travel.
So we graduated in 86. And but before I get to that, I got to tell you, we performed with the guy Double D, Derek Hall, at Central State's homecoming, okay? This was 86. We went there, LL Cool J was there, and Shirley Murdoch. Yeah. So we opened up that concert, and this is how me and Russell Pryor actually got together. Okay. We were friends, we knew each other, but me and Derek Hall, we had a group called EAZY. So we performing, and our sound kept going out on stage. I'm like, man, and Russell could beatbox too. So the sound went out a few too many times for Derek Hall. He said, man, I'm out of here. He said, come on, y'all, let's go. So he walked off stage. And I'm like, man, I like this. I ain't leaving. Right. You know?
I'm on stage. I'm here to
do something. So I said, Russell, do your thing. So Russell started beatboxing. I started rapping. Crowd went crazy. We like, all right, we good now. So when we left the stage, a guy approached us named Maurice Davis. He said, hey, man, let me talk to you guys. He said, I'm with a record company called Mainway Records in Columbus. He said, the owner is Pablo Davis. He said, can y'all come to Columbus and meet with us? Hell yeah. You know,
on the way. You know, I'll meet you there, beat you there.
Me and Rusty used to go to Hare Arena to shows like the Fat Boys, and we met their managers. We would get their business cards. I mean, we was trying to get it, you know. And so we went to Columbus, we talked to them, and we found out they had The Deal, Midnight Star on their label. So we like, oh man, he got real groups. So we was the first rap act on Mainway Records. And I was just telling him, when we came in here, the story about, like in my book, it's called Almost There, because I got situations in there that I'm explaining to show you to where, like, I was here, but to get here, you know, that's where you want to be. Right. I was here, you know, so to get here, it was so many instances that came with that I was almost there, you know. Right. And one of the stories in the book is that when me and Russell,
almost there. We got it right
here. Yeah. So when me and Russell went to Columbus and we ended up signing with them, we signed. We took our mothers down. That was a proud moment. You know, we getting a record deal. You know, take our mothers down there. We signed the contract. Every Saturday, me and Russell drove to Columbus to record in real studio, like you know. I mean, it was called Mainway. I mean, it was called Bison Studio in Columbus off of 70. Huge. So we go in there. The Deal in this room recording, Midnight Star over here recording, and we would be sitting in the lobby. So Pablo Davis, the owner, came to me one day and he said, hey man, he said, I'm gonna let one of these guys produce y'all. He said, you know, they're pretty good producers. I said, okay. And they were in The Deal. So when they took a break, they all started following out the room, and Pablo stopped L.A. Reid.
L.A. Reid.
He said, yo, L.A., come here. LA came up. Yeah,
They
what's
was
up,
with the
boss?
deal.
Yeah,
That's
they was
the
with the
deal.
deal. LA Reid and
Babyface
Babyface
and
with the deal. He
They
said,
was in the deal back then.
yeah,
That was the
so he
group.
said, what's up, Pablo? He said, hey, man, this is a new group, a rap group they call Unique Cut. We want you to work with them. He said, oh, no problem. Nice to meet you guys. Shook our hands. And while we were standing there talking, another guy came out the room. His name was, they call him Bishop Iru now. He's a dope producer, man. Was we called him Stick. When he was with the deal, they called him Stick. Stanley Burke. And he said, oh, LA, go on. Come here, Stick. Ain't you from Dayton? He said, yeah. Hey, we got this group, Unique Cut. We want you to produce. Oh, cool, no problem. We got cool with him. But Stick was dope now, don't get me wrong. But my thing was, now that you look back on it, if he would have chose L.A. Reid to produce us back in '86 before he became L.A. Reid and Babyface.
L.A. Reid still the man today.
Oh, no doubt. That's my point. It wouldn't have been nothing but a phone call because we would have had that relationship with him already. But he chose Stick, and Stick was dope, but he wasn't no L.A. Reid or no,
Right.
no disrespect. Stick,
disrespect
Stick's
at all.
still dope. Called Still Bishop Iru. He's still the man. But like I said, L.A. and Babyface started. Mainway Records broke up over some contract disputes. Everybody went their separate ways, so that was the end of our deal then. So then that's when we started hitting clubs around here and did gambles. His uncle, hey man, come to Cali. We all, me, Russell, and when our DJ name was DJ Rashad. He was from Philly. He was the DJ of Gambles nightclub. He would always let me rap. He wouldn't let nobody else rap. He would always, man, Ease, come on up here. So he would always, I had a song called Go Dr. Ease Go. This was like Gold Cut Creator. Yeah. So it was Go Dr. Ease Go. And he would play Doing the Butt by EU. And then he would mix in You Got to Chill, EPMD. That more bounce.
So he mixing while you
so
getting
he
it
mixing.
popping.
I'm up there banging it out. And crowd on the floor, go Dr. Ease, go. And that became like a real good song around here. I'll be in the club. Ron Hunter really loved it. DJ Ron Hunter.
Legendary handshake to my man, DJ Ron Hunter.
Yeah, peace out to Ron Hunter, man. Legend. For real, he's a good one, man. So we end up going to Cali.
Now you in Cali.
Now we in Cali. We caught the bus, man. 3 days. If you ever want to do some thinking, get on the goddamn bus and go to California. It'll take you 3 hours to get to Richmond, Indiana on the damn Greyhound.
Right.
Man, go to 3,000 miles away. But so when we went, it was fun because it was 3 of us, friends. We having fun. We like, man, we get to Cali, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. But then, we got to Cali, we started doing concerts, man, and at what they call swap meets down there.
Oh yeah.
What part of Cali we in, bro?
We were in San Diego.
Okay.
We went to San Diego.
On the lower half.
Yeah. That's where
low end.
Alan lives. So we went to San Diego, son. Oh man,
Close to the Mexicans a little
Oh
bit.
man,
We see a little Mexican influence down there.
We
You
would go
see
to
a little
Tijuana to party right there, San Diego and Tijuana right
Paint
there.
me jealous right now.
So we would go over there just to kick it.
Right.
And so we performing, and performing, and things didn't really go right. Example, we would do a show. And I'm gonna say this because it's gonna help somebody. It's gonna show you my struggle.
That's why
you know
we're
what I'm saying.
here,
No
man.
disrespect to
Kings.
them, So we would perform. Now, Alan had a family down there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He got a family. He got a wife and 2-3 kids, and they were in like at a Westbrook Apartments.
Okay.
So us 3 sleeping on the floor in one room. It was a little day bed in there, so we took turns sleeping on that bed. And so. And my mother was like, because he promised our parents, hey, man, I got them jobs waiting on them at UPS. When they get down there, boom, 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 they good. We got shows making this much. But when we got down there, I'm like, man, when we going to go to work? We need to make, because some of us only had, we didn't have a couple $100. You in San Diego, you in California.
Yeah.
So,
Everything, the price is up here.
Oh, yeah. Not only that.
We love dating because the price is down here.
Yeah, but
Cali
not only
right
that,
up, yeah.
I love blue.
Okay.
So I'm in Cali. Oh, you can't wear that. Because the neighborhood I was in wasn't blue.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
And when you say neighborhood,
yeah, you can't wear that. Oh, that's all. I love blue. That's all I got.
the difference between neighborhood and neighborhood.
Yeah. So I had to
Something
spend
I'm
my
saying.
little money on getting new short outfits because I couldn't wear what I brought because I had with no banger,
Right.
So after that, we all broke now, and we like, So I asked his uncle, yeah, when we gonna go to UPS and get them jobs? You know, he was like, man, I got jobs waiting for y'all, making $9 an hour. We like, oh, cool, that. So and $9 an hour in the 80s, you know,
Back
was
then it
good
sound
money.
lit. Nowadays,
So
they were like,
and,
I
you
get
know,
unemployment for that.
Yeah, and my mom was like, you know, get them jobs, y'all get your own place, you know, y'all don't want to be in the people's house.
Shout out to Mama Love, man.
Yeah,
Mama Love get y'all the game on the
man,
low.
she sure did. So we go. I said, man, when we going to UPS? He said, okay, let's go. We hopped in the car. We go down there. He said, go on in. We went in. Hey, we here to get some applications. They said, we ain't hiring. He said, but we need to talk to somebody because Alan said y'all was hired. They said we ain't hired.
Alan said, did Alan work there?
I don't know. I don't think so.
They said, who the fuck is Alan?
So it was like, and it's a funny part. They said we ain't hiring. Right. I said, well, damn. Alan said, Alan who? Right. You know, I said, okay. So we go back out to the car. Alan said, what they say? Shit, they said they ain't hiring. He said, all right, let's go.
All right, let's go.
He said, all right, let's go. We like, well, damn, you know.
Let's go.
So we broke. We in Cali, you know. We were doing shows, so we doing this one show at a swap meet.
Okay.
I know I'm taking too long.
No. You great, bro. You
so
great.
we doing the show
Ahead,
at the swap meet. We rapping. Now, one swap meet in a blood neighborhood.
Yeah.
So you can't say cuz in no blood neighborhood. We from Dayton. What
up, cuz?
Yeah, we had the dogs and stuff like that, but we didn't have no Crips and Bloods and Vice Lords and GDs, you know, real gangs.
How we approach you when you said it?
So, dude, we on stage, me and Russ on stage, we getting it in. And we would always go like, what's up, cuz? High five. And I keep seeing this nigga in the crowd lifting his shirt up. And you see a piece.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man, motherfucker got gun over there, you know? So we keep rapping and we cousin and niggas is looking at us like, these niggas much don't know. Right? And dude showed me his gun so much, I stayed on this side of the stage. I was like, man, that motherfucker, something wrong with him. I didn't know what was wrong with him. So when we got off stage,
you over there like, sir, I can see the serial number by now.
Yeah, exactly. How many bullets it hold, everything. I mean, and they was mugging, dude. You talking about Ice Cube Squirrel?
Yeah.
Them niggas was. This nigga say, cuz one more time, we gonna get him.
Sure.
We gonna get him. Mm-hmm. So when we got off stage, the security guard, his name was Tony Seals. He was from Chicago.
Shout out to him, because
he ran over to us because he knew what was about to happen to us. He ran over to us and he said, hey man, look, this dude with the gun walked up, and Tony was like, man, I got him. And he was like, man, you have one more time to save cuz. And we like, what the fuck is he talking about? And Tony said, man, you in the blood neighborhood.
Right.
We like, what the fuck is that? You know, he said, man, you can't say cuz over here. You gotta say blood. It's bloods and cuz. You need to learn.
Wait. If you would have said, I don't know what you're talking about, cuz.
We say it so much,
man.
Cuz, what you talking about?
That would have been funny. So the dude explained to us, and he was telling dude they from Ohio.
Yeah.
And dude said, man, the only reason I didn't shoot you, because when we were performing, we were saying we from Ohio. He said, I know y'all don't know, but get that shit right.
Yeah.
Shit. Next show we was like, what up,
what up, family?
Yeah, exactly.
All my family members in the front.
Family, the word family came out like 10 years after that. Niggas wasn't saying family at that point.
You gotta say something besides cousin blood,
Right.
I tell you that.
For sure.
If you wasn't a cousin blood, you know.
Hello, my distant family member.
Right. So Tony Seals, man, he started teaching us the game. And at the time, like I said, I was broke. You know, we was going through a lot, you know. And I'm gonna tell you another funny story. And like I said, no disrespect to Alan or the Pryor family, it's just what it is.
Not at all.
So we did that show, we did 3 songs that night. And so we like, my mother like, when y'all get paid, give them some money, put back in their refrigerator, boom, boom, boom. We like, okay, no problem. So I go to Alan, hey Alan, man, when we gonna get our money? He said, well man, come with me, man. We gonna go see his wife, pick his wife up from work. So when we picked her up, and you could tell she, you know how women be. You got 3 niggas in
the
here.
car while you
They
picking me up
looking,
work.
she was nice, but you could tell she wasn't with it.
Right.
Like, these 3 grown ass niggas up in here, what y'all gonna do? So we go to the show, and we pick his wife up, and he said, well, they wanted to know when they can get their money to get paid. She said, well, what money? She said, well, we put that back into the refrigerator. I said, well, goddamn, we ain't $500-$600 worth of food. So she said $500. Y'all made $10 a song. We made $30.
Wow.
And we was like,
Wait. I'm gonna stop you right there in the story. How does it feel going from Dayton, Ohio, all the way there to have that happening right there in front of you?
well, now it's called paying your dues. But back then, it was like, me and Russ was the best friends. I was like, man, this shit ain't working out, dude. I think I'm gonna go back home, Oh man, just stay, man, it'll get better, But I'm the kind of person, I'm like, it don't take me long. You know what I mean? If I see it going the wrong way, it's like, man, I gotta get out of here. Right. So I asked Tony Seals, hey man, your job hiring? He said, yeah, actually they are. So I became a security guard at a swap meet.
Okay.
So I'm a security guard. I didn't have a car. It was like Kroger's parking lot. But they closed at 8. And I was security, so I had to sit outside on this bench. And it was a telephone. I had a security outfit on. And we breaking up fights between Crips and Bloods all the time in the store.
Damn.
And they was like, we had to get with them, And a couple of them like, nigga, come back and get you, And I'm like, oh, shit.
I'm going to stop you to ask you a question to make sure we at the same part of the story, right?
Yeah.
So you went from rocking out at the swap meet to now you are
I'm
policing.
working there. I'm security
And
guard
you
at
on
SWAT.
foot. You can't even go sit in your
On
car
foot.
and lean the seat.
Goddamn flashlight and a badge.
Don't make sure we at the same part of the story.
Yeah, flashlight and a badge and a payphone right here.
Yeah.
So when they closed at 8, I sat on the bench. You had to check the building once an hour. I got off at midnight. So when they closed at 8, I still was there till midnight.
Oh my God.
So one day I'm
Rain,
sitting
sleet,
there.
or snow? Well,
It didn't rain, it snowed.
yeah,
It rained there in Blue
Cali,
Moon
Cali.
in Cali. So I'm sitting there and I hear these gunshots, man. Damn. So I look across the parking lot. Now back then, they was rolling the rag tops like we was here. If you saw a white car with a blue rag, Crips. White top, red rag top, blood. Simple. So I'm looking, I see this white Cadillac pull up, rag top. Guys in the back with Lokes on. A banger.
Looking just like the movie.
Lokes on, man, t-shirts, pants sagging.
Men's Society.
So I'm standing there, they pull off. So I'm sitting there, and I look, they come across the parking lot, 2 of them. I'm like, oh shit, them Crips, So I ain't got no gun, no nothing. So I'm standing there, and I'm like, man, think. I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna
They walking up to you?
They walking up, they coming across the parking lot, walking.
Towards you, like.
I'm just standing in front of the building, because I'm security. I'm standing there, and I'm like, man, damn, here they come. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna fight. When they get close, I'm fighting. You might kill me, but something's gonna be wrong with you.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting on them to get close, but they
Dayton
stop.
energy.
They stop like where he at. So they ain't close enough for me to get to. By the time I take a step, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and while they walking, I said, think. I grabbed the payphone. I'm like, hey, yo, man. All right, yeah. Where you at, man? You around the corner? They standing there looking. I said, hold on, man. I said, yeah, what up? Heart like this. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? He said, can you cuss on here?
Yeah.
They said, I've been cussing around. They said, you seen 2 bitches? No, man, I ain't seen no bitches. I'm trying to be hard, but my shit pounding.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, dog. Where you around the corner? All right, yeah, come on, get me, man. I'm like, hold on, man.
Was there anything else? Anything else?
Yeah,
You and that
you
guy
don't show
dog.
no scaredness. Don't show that you got fear in you, I'm like, I ain't seen 2 bitches. And they just looking at me. And when the motherfucker about to do something when they standing there and they kind of rocking like this. And I'm ready. I said, all right, man, come on. Goddamn phone said, doop, doop, doop. I hung that motherfucker up so fast, click. And they be like, when your phone be off the hook for so long. I hung that shit up. I know they was like, this motherfucker wasn't talking to nobody. So I'm standing there like, what up? Right. And they looking at me, man. Then you hear a gunshot, and then Cadillac flew in the parking lot. Fucking get in. They jump in the car. The last dude looked back and said, "It's your lucky day, because you that bitch I was looking for."
Yeah.
Oh my
I said, "Fuck
God.
this job." I quit. I called Frank. I said, "Man, your fucking flashlight and your badge gonna be on this bitch in the morning." I said, "Fuck this, man. I'm going back to Dayton. Fuck this shit. This ain't for me."
God, man.
So, you know, me and Russ, we cool to this day.
Shout out to
but
Russ,
like I said,
man.
man, he stayed. He's doing great, man. He's doing great. He's got his thing going on there still. But, you know, we still good people, you know. But I had to get out of there, man. I had to get out, man.
So I ask you a question. So out of all of the pictures I saw when y'all on tour, man, y'all rolled deep. Was that inspired off this one story you been by yourself one time?
No, you know, EASETOWN posse. You had to have a posse.
Right.
You had to have a lot of niggas with you and people that's going to be there for you.
It was called a
that's
cartel
going to
too,
support
right? It
you.
was called an EASETOWN cartel
No,
as
the
well?
cartel was another group.
Okay.
Donovan Norvell,
Mike Carter,
DJ Rip, Mike Carter, and Paco.
Yeah, and Paco
Capital
died.
P. Yeah. Paco got killed, but he was one of the coldest around here,
Shout out
man.
to Paco.
Alan Fantroy was his name.
Okay.
Dope, man, dope. So they had a group called the Cartel, but they were on our album too.
Right.
Like I said, I'm putting them on in case I blow up. They already got a fan base. So go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah. So when y'all venture back to Dayton, is that where y'all come up with the D&L records and Star Trek records?
But no, what's crazy is I went to California to get a deal.
Right.
That didn't work out. When I came back, I got a deal.
Okay.
And what happened was a guy named Robert Moore.
Big Rob.
He was Big Rob. He was with a company called Bullseye Records. See, Bullseye was before Star Trek and DNL. So with Bullseye Records, it was some they was in the streets. They was ballers, you know, hustlers. Back to you saying how did stuff affect you?
Statute of
from
limitations
drug
up,
use.
sir. They're fine. Michael White.
Yeah. So they was ballers, man. You had Big Rob. You had Tupac, not Tupac, but Tupac. You had Lamar Moody, DJ Mix, you know, and they were in the Hurt,
Right.
you know, Hurt, you know, Kenny Norman, Hurt.
Yeah.
So
Norman.
they were big boys, you know what I'm saying?
Legendary
Yeah, they were big
Sure.
boys, enormous, Bugs Norman.
Yeah,
all
but-
them, they were big
oh,
boys.
man.
Real G's, you know,
Yeah,
real.
Bugs Norman, yeah.
Real. They don't make them like that no more.
At all.
So every time they promoted a show, I opened up because me and Big Rob, I was like family to him because I had two daughters by his cousin Terry.
Okay.
So I was like
well,
family
that-
with Big
that's
Rob.
a connection.
Yeah, so I
That's
was
a
like
connection.
family with him. And Gamble's Bank, he like, "Good man, how was Cali?" You know, I'm telling him about it. You know, they got money, they got big ropes on
Yeah.
and cars. And I'm like, "Man, it didn't go well." He said, "Man, well, just hang with me. I'm going to come pick you up tomorrow." He came and got me. They promoting concerts, Cincinnati, Columbus. I mean, they promoting Salt and Pepper, Kid and Play, Public Enemy, Too Short. They promoting.
Big boys.
So they taking their street money and they making real
Washing
moves.
it up.
So
So every time they had a show, come on, Easy, going with me. So I started opening up NWA at Hair Arena.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's when we
Yep.
did NWA and Chubb Rock there.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was before my album was even out. So then Hurt was part of the production company. And Hurt was like, "Well, man, how much would it cost to get you guys an album out?" So I'm like, "Well, let me find out." So we go to Rephrase Studios in Kettering.
Check the hours for the studio.
Check the hours for studio, find out what's what. Went back, let them know. They said, "Okay, man, we're gonna start a label." And this is how the first Dayton hip hop label came about. You know, so we're gonna start a label. They already had Bullseye Productions.
Yeah.
So now they wanted to start Bullseye Records.
Right.
So we like, cool. So they go to Atlanta with a guy named Ron Patterson. They had a company down there called Itchabound Records. MC Bree was on Itchabound.
Yeah.
They even had something to do with Vanilla
Itchabound.
Ice at one time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yep, absolutely.
we go down there, man. We secure a distribution deal, and Hurt got the distribution deal. And Tupac, he was smart. You know what I mean? He didn't want his name on no papers, but he was still 50-50 owners in the label. So that's how Bullseye Records came about, and we started recording our very first album, national album, because Itchabound was the number one independent distributor in the world back then.
At that time.
So when they put our, it was called Put Your Mind and Body at Ease, it was in Germany, and I got guys in the military, "Dude, your shit over here, you know, man, it's bad, you know."
yeah.
So that's when we really started being out on a national level, doing
I'm gonna
radio
stop.
promotion.
I want to ask something
Yeah,
too.
yeah, good, perfect.
Bro,
Perfect stop
so
point.
when you was opening up for all of these major artists,
crazy.
did you get an opportunity to meet any of these artists? any
all of
backstage?
them, I'm telling
let's
you.
get,
A lot
let
of
us,
them was
we-
cool.
let us get some,
all right, put
some,
it like this.
some
When we
memorable
opened up
stories.
for NWA,
Yeah.
this was before they was NWA. They was just coming out with Dope Man, right? So they come to the show. We performing on Gettysburg.
The office.
Like where
NWA
Nabali's
on
is.
Gettysburg.
Yeah, you know where
You know where
Nabali's
Nabali's
is?
Yes.
is
They got a
hooked on- that was our
karate
office,
place. They
hooked
got
on
a
that building.
karate place right there on the end of that building. And then it's a park. It's a church back there now too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on that end building, that's where Bullseye Records
Where
were.
the office
That's where the
was.
offices were. So we
That's
perform-
right there where Candyland was, 14K.
Yeah,
all of that
yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
right over there.
Old 14
Yeah.
Yeah,
used to be
yeah,
there,
yeah,
too.
right across from
We was
there.
on the end.
We was on the end right there.
Yeah.
So that's where Bullseye Records was headquarters was. So we in the back performing. Tupac and them go get
Practicing. We was
NWA.
practicing.
We practicing in the back. NWA walk in. We stop. EAZY say, "No, man, do your thing, man."
go.
Dre like, "Man, go ahead, man. I'm feeling, you know." So we doing our thing, man. We get done. They was, yo, I'm cute.
Yep, they was.
Yo,
They was cool.
Dr. Dre, Yella, you know, introduced themselves around the room.
DOC, the only one
D.O.
that didn't say nothing.
DOC was
He
there.
Just sat low all the
Yeah,
time.
him
just
and
quiet,
they had a guy named Laylaw with
from
him.
above the law, Laylaw.
Yeah.
Laylaw. So
Yeah.
he was with him, and then DOC was there, but DOC didn't have
wasn't
nothing out
nobody
yet.
then.
He was
DOC
just
was
Tracy, you
just
know.
with him. you know.
So, man, we performed. When we got through this, man, y'all got any malls around here? We took them to the Salem Mall.
Y'all took NWA to the Salem
Me
Mall.
and Benford Clay, DJ Mix, Trick Mix.
And we had the
And
limos.
DJ Trick.
Remember,
Oh my God, bro, nostalgia.
Yeah,
Like,
we took
remember
them to,
Caldwell limousine? Caldwell's limousines by Burger
Yeah.
King. So we used their limousine service.
yeah, we took them to the Salem Mall.
Salem
Yeah,
Mall.
Took them to the Salem Mall,
Gangsta,
man. We took them
gangsta,
to
for
Gamble's
real.
nightclub after the show, everything. So
First, we went to Taco Bell on Salem, the old
y'all took it.
we had NWA. Hey, my dude, no lie, RIP Eric Maxwell. He was working at the Taco Bell, and we walk in with NWA. And he back there, look, he did a triple take, like y'all, how y'all get there with y'all?
Damn,
and Chubb
that's
Rock
cool.
was with us too.
yeah.
Chubb. Oh my
So we
God.
take them to
Caldwell's
Gamble's
Limo,
nightclub. So after that,
Niggas in the hood when
I
they
got-
tacos hard.
Man. So I got cool with MC Ren. I didn't get Dr. Dre's number. But Tupac was cool with Ice Cube and all them. So, and you know, back then when you start being around people like them, you feel like, oh, I'm just like them, you know. You know, it's like you don't want to be no groupie. You like, yeah, shit, I'm just like them, you know. But
We could have had
normal
way
dating
more.
shit. That's a dating mentality
That
right
is a dating
there.
trait. I promise you.
So,
And we was
Yeah.
trying to be like them, like our sisters, cousin Mary and my sister, and then we was letting them get in all the pictures.
Right.
you know.
yeah, yeah.
But
Oh, we had mad pictures though.
But
We had pictures, but we could have had so many more, you know.
But we want to give y'all just a little bit of breadcrumbs to that because every legend we've interviewed on here has met other people that have higher notoriety than them, and they are in there, crisp, quiet, cool. That's a dating trait.
Yeah, because you don't want to feel like no groupie or
Groupie,
nothing. So it's
yeah.
like, even though you inside you excited like a mother, you know, you're like, oh man, because Chuck D was my guy. You know,
Okay.
oh
Yeah.
man, I love Chuck D. When I met him, I was like starstruck.
Yeah.
Now I always wanted to be LL coming up.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me I wasn't L. I remember one time they had the Fresh Fest
show.
concerts.
Fresh Fest.
So
him and LL had on the same jogging suit.
Get out of here.
But LL performed it and he had it on.
yeah, but I was perping. This is called perping back in the day. So I get there late because we called a flat tire, right? Beastie Boys came on, LL came on. So I'm walking in there with my dude Kenny and James Scares. And I'm walking by girls and they screaming. And I'm like, God damn, I ain't that famous. I know they ain't, what's wrong with them? So we keep walking. Everywhere I go, I mean, they
'Cause he had
shaking.
the same suit on.
They got the same
LL
suit.
and
Can't
He was
go.
skinny too.
Yeah, built like him back then. You know, I didn't know what was wrong with him.
Right.
So when I saw my guy Antonio Williams, he said,
Yeah, Tony L. Williams, shout out.
LL had that same outfit on.
Yeah.
I said, that's why they screaming. I said, come on, let's walk around. I had about 5 niggas around me. We walking around, girls
Posse.
screaming and stuff. It was
Posse.
crazy. It was crazy, but that was funny to me. I didn't know what was wrong with him. But that was it. We were dressed alike. And I was like, man, that's crazy. And so, go ahead.
When y'all met, Eazy-E came in, bro. So Eazy-E was like the head of NWA
Yeah.
at this point,
Yeah.
man. Like, what was they vibe like though, bro? You know what I'm saying? Because
Super cool.
for us to hear them, it was like some real gangster shit. Y'all was riding in the limo with them. Was they talking
they were
shit? Was
regular
they
people.
Our
cousins?
gym
Was they
teacher was driving, Miss Bocamp.
what?
She Caldwell's daughter. She was
Yeah.
driving.
the
So
most
her
legendary
limo,
story ever.
Miss Bocamp limousine had Yellow Boy and all them in it. You know, Miss Bo was one of
Yeah.
the drivers.
Yeah.
They
And you
were
know,
super
she was
cool.
surprised to see me. She know me from school. I'm just graduating, then she see us with NWA. She like, Cabin, you know. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I ain't
They
camping
were-
today.
That-
I ain't camping.
Yeah, MCK,
But
huh?
we were like you said, when we got done practicing, they was just so cool because I was on the 1200s and just playing around. And EAZY came to me. He had to cut off gloves. Didn't he?
Yeah,
He had
yeah.
to go cut
He
off
had
gloves on.
bulletproof vest
He came
on
to
and
me. He
everything.
like, man, what you doing on them 1200s? And I'm like, and I couldn't hear him, so I'm like, took him off like, huh, you know. And Ren was like, man, leave that little nigga alone. Easy, like, nah, I want to see. Let me see what you got, you know. So I'm like, oh shit, he want to see what I got.
Yeah.
So you know, from what DJ Mix and Mel Shine, his other DJ, that taught me, you know, I just hit him with something real quick.
That's hard.
Man, I had a mix. One of the coldest mixes, I think. Roxanne Shante coming in with Surface, Only You. Happy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I did that, put that Happy on, Only You. So I'm playing that, then bringing in the Roxanne. Boom, gang, boom, boom, gang, 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 gang. You know
Yeah.
that Roxanne Shante.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Easy was like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah.
So then he got the headphones, like, let me show you something. And Easy, right there, next in the Bollies, showed me how to transform on the 1200.
What was he doing? What was he doing? Ease?
He
What was he
came
doing?
together. He like, let me show you something. He's like, you know how to transform? I never heard of it. I'm like, transform now. And he just showed me how to, you know, show me how to work the fader
Yeah.
while you doing your, you know,
Easy
cutting.
E
You
showed
basically
you how-
stopping it, working the fader. He showed me right then and there.
So look, after he did that shit, then what he say to you after he showed you that shit? He-
Nothing. I was just in shock. Like, I said, nah, I don't know how to do that, but I'm gonna learn.
yeah.
They were super
That's
cool,
cool
man.
as fuck.
They were nothing like the records.
Right.
They were super gentlemen, man. They were.
Not
man,
niggas with attitude. They was
dudes,
niggas
man.
with
they
etiquette in
were
class.
cool, man. It was just a thing, you know. But like I said, we had a knack for being around people who weren't there
High
yet,
stature.
but became there.
Okay.
And another
they
story,
did.
real quick. Bullseye. You know, we doing shows. They like, man, we're gonna bring this guy Hammer to town.
Hammer.
And we like, who is
MC
that? But we didn't know who he
Hammer.
was. You know, he was just
Right.
coming out before he turned his mother out. All that. We like, who is this dude?
It was
so he
let's
on,
get it started.
yeah. So he on stage dancing, and we looking like,
Hitting it though with the fans.
yeah, but we looking like this motherfucker up here dancing. You know, they wasn't doing that back then. He was just
Right,
rocking
yeah.
them. We had dancers, but not the main guy. We like this dude. I was like on him like
He up
this,
there hitting
but DJ Mix, Trick Mix, oh man, Hammer the shit, man. He gonna be. I'm like, but Mix knew. He said, man, Hammer gonna be big. I
Man,
said, okay.
Hammer was
So every time
was
every time
superstar. Fire.
We got
Oh.
cool with him.
Every
cool.
time Bullseye promoted a concert, they put Hammer on it. And I was
that's
sitting there
Hey, he's
with
old.
Herc and Big Rob and Tupac, and Hammer said, man, I really appreciate what y'all doing for me. He said, man, when I get there, I'm going to come back and get y'all. We're like, okay. But
Hammer
he
said that
wasn't
to y'all.
Hammer yet. He wasn't.
Right.
He was.
Yeah.
And every time we did a show, Herc and Tupac took a liking to him. So every time they promoted the show, just like they put me on, they was putting Hammer on.
Yeah.
So when Hammer came out with Turn This Mother Out, he told Herc, man, you get him a video, they're going to sell 50,000 records like that. You know, get the video, put on the box and all that stuff, you know. So when Hammer started blowing up, dude, no, he will call us, yo, EASETOWN, we in Columbus, come fuck with us. We in Cincinnati, come get us. We in Cleveland. I got y'all, come on. We pack up the fans, go down there. We got so cool with him.
Using us to carry Hammer through the
Yeah,
crowd.
'cause all of us is
every
pretty
show he get carried through the crowd. So they EASETOWN, we need y'all.
Yeah,
we
we-
deep.
Holding girls
So
out,
always right.
making a circle for him, and
All that jewelry you got on Peanut to be gone. They scratching,
Trying to get to
they
him.
trying to get up there to him. It's crazy, like
yeah,
He get scratched
so we
up,
got
everything.
we got really cool with Hammer, man, before he blew up, and his brother Lewis, right? So whenever they came close, man, they took care of us. We was with them, and later on, when we did a show in Flint, Michigan, then we came back home to Dayton. It was us, it was Public Enemy, it was KRS-One, it was Too Short, it was 3 Times Dope, It was special ed.
Yeah.
It was
Fresh Prince.
No, they weren't there. That was with Gerald and them. They came with Gerald and them. Yeah, Ice-T.
And Ice-T, that's when we met.
So we was so cool with them. We did the show here. When I got off stage, Hammer had a bodyguard named Lloyd. He used to play for the Oakland Raiders. Me and him was always real cool. And he said, man, I gotta talk to you. And this when Hammer started really taking off.
Yeah.
So I said, what's going on? He said, man, Hammer and them tried to sign y'all. But Hurt wouldn't let, he wouldn't let him sign y'all. And I'm like, well, why not? He said, I don't know, man. He said, but by this time, Hammer had busted records, 357 and all them.
Yeah.
Special Generation, I think they were called, or something like that.
Yeah. So they had money investigated in Bruh where they didn't basically want to
Hurt the jerk.
Yeah, let Hammer and them.
Hurt the jerk.
Why would you sell him to Hammer and them?
Yeah. But his reason was, well, if Hammer wants you, we can really do something.
Yeah.
So see, he didn't believe in my talent. It was a front. It was a front for him.
For them.
He was in the streets. So now I can show how I got this $300,000 house with no job. This how I got this 750 Benz, 700 whatever, big body hat, vets and everything. I was a front for Bullseye for him. Now Tupac was definitely there for me. Big Rod, everybody was there for me. But Hurt was really like using me for a front. You know what I'm saying? To show where he got his money from, wash his money up, And so at the end of the day, what really made me mad was after Hurt was, everybody know the story, I believe, the Fed, he was in jail, he got out, his uncle was Bugs Norman. Bugs got him started in the and he got out of jail to do some talking, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So he got out, and then he went under witness protection program. The end of EASETOWN Posse, Bullseye Records, like 2 weeks after Hammer offered to buy us, not buy us, but man, let me have him, let me help him out. Let me help him out. He wouldn't do it. And 2 weeks later, he was gone and witness protection.
So let me pause you on that story right there because from all of our guests that we have, like when the Jason story, when he met Master P, or every other thing like that, it's like there's always that one little thing that's it's like the smallest thing.
Yeah.
How did y'all take that as a group, and how did you take it individually?
Well, I took it hard because I'm like, damn, because I went in this house one time and started counting close to $1 million on a pool table. And I was like, he got that kind of money, he ain't gonna fuck me. I ain't got nothing. I'm helping him make money, the right way. So I'm like, he ain't gonna fuck me. But man, people got money like that, that's how they keep it, I guess, because he fucked us all right, He took my publishing first because he said, well, we got Bullseye Records, so it's got to be Bullseye Publishing. I said, okay, no problem, because I'm a loyal dude. I'm like, shit, he helping me, and to not put dirt on his name, but to show him respect because he fucked me, but then again, he helped my dream come true.
Okay.
So I look at things in two different ways.
Duality.
Exactly. So you fucked us over. I was just a front for you. I mean, the Fed's calling me. Yo, we need some information.
When he signed you, though, like normally when you sign a record deal, they do give you some type of upfront money. Did he break some kind of bread
for
with
the
you?
Studio time and all that. They didn't do that. Now he told me.
So how long was the contract for, though?
It was like 3 years.
3.
It was like a 3-year contract.
Well, thank God I had that question there.
And how long did y'all end up riding out before he went to jail? It was
probably a
did it
good
happen
2.
quickly?
No, it wasn't the whole 3. It was probably a good 2 because in '92 I was with Star Trek. So after all that went down, man, we went on. I had the time of my life. I can honestly say that, man. I went on radio promotional tours. This when you had to go to cities and talk on the radio,
Exactly.
and you had to promote your record. We doing the South. And when we was promoting the records in different cities, Atlanta and all that, we on V103. We on the main radio station.
They still with Bullseye.
Yeah, this still with Bullseye.
They say he knew what he was doing damn near because, man, it's so
But
hard.
see,
he had the money to do it.
But he also had
He
Ron
didn't know,
Patterson.
Right.
And Ron Patterson, Itchaband, that's what they did.
Yeah.
Sometime, and back then, they was doing payola shit.
Oh, yeah, where
so
they pay the plug.
Ron was like, we need 10 G's. and they're gonna play it every hour on out.
Right.
And he was dishing it out, so I respect him for that because he was, you know, so
He got y'all popping.
he got us popping.
Promotions, all that
He
was
got us
done,
popping, man.
paid
Him,
for,
Rob,
and-
Tupac, they got their money together. We paying DJs and shit, and you know, we would go to some radio station. I'm just keeping it real, y'all. We go to some radio station. They like, if you give me an ounce of coke, we'll play this shit every
That's how a lot of
20
our stuff
minutes.
got known. Mobile,
You ever heard a
Alabama.
song
A
that you
DJ,
don't
I'll
like,
never
but you
forget.
hear
And
it
that's my
every
first time
5
seeing
minutes?
him handing
Yeah.
some soft. And our shit got known in Mobile.
What you say?
Like,
Hold on. What you say? What you say?
Sofferton.
Soft. No, say. I didn't hear.
DJ wanted some
I wanted some. Okay.
powder
Yeah.
to spin our, you know, you
So
getting
somebody gave
you
him
getting this
some.
soft.
Somebody gave
him
Somebody
some.
gave him some.
Somehow he came
And
up.
That's
they
how we
played-
got known in Mobile,
They
Alabama. That
play it
DJ
every
spent our
hour
stuff every
on the
hour on
hour.
hour.
High
And
as-
stuff like that.
Yeah,
you
so
know.
when you hear a song you
I
don't like, you be
feel-
like, how that shit got on the radio? But after
The DJ is hitting the
hearing
line
it,
off the
you
damn
start singing the
vinyl.
song. Even though you didn't like it, you start hearing
Now
it so
we-
much,
That's
you
how a lot
start
of people's
singing
stuff
it.
get played. They
Yeah,
paying.
so they was doing
You know.
payola back in them days. So what we started doing, we started getting smart. Like, look, next city we go to, we just gonna take them out to eat, you know. So we'll pull up, meet the program. Hey, what time you get off? Let's take you out to dinner. That way they didn't ask for
Talk
shit. We took
business
them out to
around
eat, and they got to know us, and they started playing it just because
The love.
the love, not because we
And
had
it was
to give them
and
money.
y'all had heat too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't leave that
Which
out.
is
Yeah,
the
because
big
remember
part.
them like the performance, because we didn't just walk around with the mic on stage. We had Vincent and Broderick, Vincent
Yeah,
Ward,
Vincent
Broderick,
Ward,
and
the
them
actor, he was
dancers.
our first
So we was
dancer.
a group, and everybody had a job to do. It wasn't just up there yelling on the mic. And
Right.
that's what hammering.
One thing about Dayton groups, they have performances.
Yeah, that's what I was.
we do
I wanted to
shows.
ask you
We
that.
perform.
Even hip hop, you do shows. You don't just stand there
And
just
when we
rap
don't
and
lip
leave.
sync, ain't none of that. It's
Yeah,
live.
yeah,
If you're gonna
yeah,
perform,
yeah.
you got to be live.
Yeah, we was doing some real shit.
And they was like understanding that, you know, because like the first show, we was in Jacksonville, Florida when we first met Ice-T.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I'm the camcorder man, and I'm going through, and Ice-T, you know, we is just getting there performing.
Yeah.
You know how you come off the stage and come around to the backstage.
He loved us.
He come up to us, woo, y'all boys. And I got the camera
Yeah.
rolling.
Look at
So I'm
that.
just letting Ice-T talk about us on the camera. He like,
Yeah.
woo. He see I'm rolling the camera. Ice-T like,
He's
it's
showing out.
rolling. Oh, these boys from Dayton, East Top
Oh,
man,
yeah.
they bad. You know, he let
Yeah,
me
he
know
went
when
off,
we was
man.
performing.
And then when we came to Dayton, he said, man,
He said,
I'ma
"I'ma call
you
y'all."
when I get there.
well, Ice-T ain't gonna
Yeah,
call
okay.
us.
So I gave him my number.
The house number.
I
Wasn't no
home.
cell phone.
Right, no cell
My
phone. Right.
mama's house number.
Yeah, I come home. My mama said,
love another.
somebody named Ice. Somebody
We
called
said
you.
Ice-T.
We don't-
Ice Baby,
Yeah,
somebody
he said
called
he
you.
had
Ice cream
downtown-
called you.
Downtown, come check him out.
He was at Crown Plaza.
Crown Plaza. So
We couldn't believe it. He called. He said, I'm gonna call y'all when I'm in Dayton.
yeah, he called, man. We got together. We marched down there. It was so many girls and packed.
Lined up
And
at the presidential
I was-
suite on the
and-
top of Crown Plaza.
Yeah, and DJ Evil E, his DJ was like, man, Ice-T sleep. Y'all might as well go on and leave. So I said, oh shit, he sleep. So we turn around, walk away.
I said, dude,
he
he
see
told
our
you to
jackets.
come down here,
No,
call
but he
you.
saw EASETOWN Posse. Yo, EASETOWN, come on in.
Oh.
Everybody looking at us like, why they get to go in and fuck
Yeah,
with him?
yeah.
So we went in this room
We was in there about 4 hours.
4 hours
Just
before the
talking
show.
business,
He's just
teaching
talking.
us.
He telling us about NWA. He telling us about who's real, who ain't in the industry, who to stay away from.
Let's get one of those stories. I mean, you know, like we kind of keep it like kind of quiet, but what was one of the stories that Ice-T told you that you saw to be true?
He said Ice Cube wasn't gangster. He said he was from a private school or something like that. But their record, like Ice-T, the 6 in the morning, he was
come on.
Yeah.
cussing and all
Hard.
that. NWA came out, but he was like, I mean, they ain't real. He said, now EAZY, he gangster for real. But Dr. Dre and all that, he said they weren't really gangsters, but it was a persona. But we didn't know him. We saw him. We thought, oh man, that's NWA. And
Had
that's
you
what-
already met NWA before?
Yeah, I had met him
Ice-T
already.
Okay, y'all
I
had met him.
Yeah, but
And like, kind of like what he's saying is, they was cool when y'all met
they
them.
were
They
super
wasn't
cool.
just on no
Yeah.
crazy shit.
But,
for real.
but when they had
was
to be
artists.
NWA, they became NWA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they were, man, we just talked for 4 hours. He's telling us about promoters, who to stay away from, who gonna screw you over. And then, I mean, we talked for 4 hours, man, after the show. I mean, before the show. So come on, y'all roll with me. We rolled with him down the Hair Arena. We performed. We all performed. And man, it felt, this one I feel like I made it.
Made it.
I'm sitting down. I'm sitting down with. I'm in this back room. You know, everybody eat before the show. I'm sitting there. I don't know if you ever been high without smoking or drinking.
Yes.
It's a feeling.
Just based off the environment
vibe.
you're in. Yeah, the
I'm
vibe.
sitting there and I'm looking at Chuck D. I'm like, damn, that's Chuck. Flavor Flav, you know, LL. Well, this show LL wasn't there, but Too Short. KRS-One. I'm
You
looking
in
at
a room with
KRS.
all your contemporaries.
I'm eating with these guys. I'm right there with them. I'm just like them. But inside, I'm like a little bitch. You know, I'm like, God damn.
We broke.
You know,
They
these-
rich.
but not even that.
Not
It
even
wasn't even
that,
about the money. Just the fact that you
was
in
with
there.
them,
Yeah.
In there.
And you feeling like you
And
are
you
nuts.
feeling like you're part of it.
See,
You know?
Like, yeah. This,
Like me and Smith talk about how, like, for instance, I've said this multiple times on this podcast, where, like, for instance, like we say, like LeBron, like, for instance, LeBron does not care if the fans vote him as the best player in the league.
Right.
He likes to be respected by his
Peers.
Yeah.
How did that feel at that moment to be respected by people that you looked up to?
That felt good. It did. Like I said, I was high without even doing
Money didn't
drugs.
even matter at that
Money
moment.
didn't matter. And back then, I mean, we was pulling in about 3,000-4,000 a night.
Okay.
You know, doing concerts.
Yeah.
But record money, we wouldn't.
We
you
wasn't
know.
getting
But as
fucked
far
that way.
as far as concerts, we was getting that money. But man, that's what I'm saying. To get paid at doing something you love to do, ain't no feeling like it in the world. If you want to paint houses, and if you get paid after you get through painting the house, it feels good because that's what you want to do with your life.
Yep.
Yeah, so I can imagine how ballers feel, and like Daquan Cook, I watched
Oh,
this
my
thing
God.
to be able to
Legendary handshake.
be a baller and get paid at doing something you love to do. It's no feeling in the world.
Absolutely.
bro, I
No
got something for you.
Yes, sir.
So y'all kicked it with Ice-T.
Right.
Y'all pulled down to the Salem Mall. Y'all in the Salem Mall. And what happens with Ice-T and some bro at the Salem Mall?
Ice-T knocked the guy out.
Oh,
In the Salem Mall.
We were in the mall.
Shout out to Ice-T.
And Ice-T, it was a young lady in there
was
buying
by
her
Foot
son
Locker.
some shoes in
We was
Foot
by
Locker.
Foot Locker.
And DJ Evil E was with him. And you
And
know,
two
some
guards.
day niggas was like, man,
Two guards
fuck him,
killed him.
fuck that nigga.
We got more money
money
than
too,
him.
you know. We got money too, fuck him. And Ice-T heard it. Was it Ice-T or Evil E hit him?
Nah, Ice-T.
And so Ice-T.
Ice-T was like, man, I'm just taking a picture.
Yeah,
I don't
he
want your
took a
girl,
picture
you know,
and he-
trying to talk to her. Oh, fuck you. We got
Yeah,
more money
man.
than you.
Ice-T hit that
Ice-T
nigga.
could take his, just out of nowhere. And, you know, we know how Trotwood is. At the mall, we said, oh, Ice-T gonna get arrested before the performance tonight.
yeah.
We had to get him out of there.
Yeah, we got him up.
But they arrested
Because Trotwood
his
was
guards.
hot,
though.
though. Yeah.
The guards, his security stayed to get arrested. And Daryl got him out of there.
What?
Yeah, we got Ice-T up out of there quick.
He had this
Let's go.
dude with him. He had guys with him. But
So,
this guy
I mean,
named-
how did the fight actually, like
dude was-
start?
dude
He was
was
talking
hating
crazy.
on his face.
because
So
he was.
Because this girl was hollering and wanting pictures.
I see light skin, first of all. Let's start off.
Yeah, but the guy was like off somewhere, and the girl was by herself, and she was trying some shoes on for her son, a little kid. And Ice-T offered to pay for the shoes. He was just
we don't
being
need
nice.
his money,
Hey
you
man,
know.
I pay. And
Oh,
so
he
dude
was a
came
Drake of
back.
that era, huh?
Dude
All right,
came back
I
and
see.
started hating and was pissed. Man, fuck that nigga. I got money. We don't need your shit, you know. And Ice-T like, man,
I mean, I kind of
take
trying
too
to
many
pay
of
for
that.
his son's shoes, man. Dude was
Man.
Yeah, but he didn't know dude was over
You
there.
gonna let a
That's what
nigga
he
pay
told
for
me,
your
no
son's
disrespect.
shoes, bro?
Man, I mean, I'm gonna be like, that's a good gesture. My son will get 2 pairs of shoes that day. I'm not gonna fight Ice
You
Cube.
ain't gonna hate on him.
I ain't gonna
yeah.
fight him, but I can.
I'm gonna take that
understand a
money
nigga
and buy my
being a
girl the
little
shoes. Then,
tough.
like, okay,
Yeah.
so my girl in
Yeah.
my like.
Yeah, so
Man, like I don't have that ego,
Dude,
man.
just
I don't
kept
have
It
that.
ain't that,
man.
but I mean, man, shit, Ice-T ain't gonna let a nigga come and pay for his son's shoes.
Speaking of his wife, all right, never mind.
yeah, dog.
That shit.
But nah, he probably wasn't gonna
But
be
he apologized.
Sometimes-
He wasn't gonna be disrespectful.
He was, yeah, he was disrespecting. He told him, man, my bad.
Hey, just
You
2
know.
hours ago, Ice-T in the room in Crown Plaza, we seen him pull a Mac 11 out on his own
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
Ice-T
He
did
didn't travel with guns on the airplane.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Cam?
We just
Right.
witnessed.
Y'all want to tell a knockout story? Don't talk about the Mac 11 coming out.
Ice-T told
Y'all are
me.
legends already. I don't care what's going on.
Ice-T told me, he
Alright, go
said,
ahead.
he was telling me about how who was gangster, who wasn't. He said, Ice-T was in the streets.
For sure.
He said, you know what? He said, I ain't a killer, but, and he pulled that Mac 11 out. He said, if you fuck me, I'll shoot you in your motherfucking face.
So-
We was in there like this.
He
Ice-T
was
pulled a
looking, he was
Mac
just talking to
11
us,
out.
telling us. No, he wasn't saying that we fuck with him. He was just saying,
In
he
general,
ain't no
whoever
street
would.
dude, he ain't no
Anybody
killer.
can get him.
But if somebody fuck with me,
Or fuck
I
me
will
out my
shoot you in your
money.
face.
And,
Yeah.
And then
was like, damn.
and then less than a lunch break later, he knocked somebody out.
Man.
No,
Yep.
about a couple hours later.
Yeah.
So anyways,
So he
the
gonna
girl
play.
is taking the picture after Ice-T try to buy the shoes. They gonna hook up and just at least take a picture.
Right.
Yeah.
And dude is even more mad at
Yeah,
this
he got
point.
more mad.
He got more mad.
Yeah.
And he talking, so he's standing close enough in striking range, and Ice-T just fired off
But
on
you
him.
know, when if you do something, if you step on somebody's shoe in a club, you know that's gonna start it for you. You might do my bad.
Yeah.
And they keep
You gonna
on
keep
going.
walking, but if he
Keep
keep
going.
on,
Yeah.
nigga, fuck you, man. You stepped on my dude. I said I'm sorry. But if he keep on, you look, man.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say it no more. You know,
push you
you
past that
yeah, and Ice-T hit him, man, floored him. I'm
Floored
like,
him,
man. We running through
We
the
all,
mall.
everybody just skedaddled. He had this dude named Bango with him. The first person we ever seen in velour, the velour jogger suits.
Velour,
Yeah.
He from Cali had a velour. Didn't remember like a Cincinnati bingo one, like with the stripes and stuff on it, but it wasn't Cincinnati. It was
it
just
had
the
the stripes.
stripes.
Yeah.
An orange and black one, velour. So I knew he was in big old robe. I knew he's with IC, right? Everybody ran after because we like, man, the police. You know, everybody ran different directions.
Yeah.
Me and my cousin, Damon Owens, Mud, we jump in his car. Durrell got IC with him. So, but everybody just skedaddle. So we go jump in the car. And dude Bango by himself. Like, he from Cali. He don't know. He just looking like.
he don't know where to
so
go.
me and Mud pulled up. Mud got to clean the green Chevy, green
Yeah.
candy paint, white 91 top. So he thinking we them dope dealers. Because we pull up like, I'm like, and he see us. He like, oh, he had to look like we the
thought they
dope
had
dealers who
a
got
drop
beat
on
up.
it. Yeah.
So he like, he turned around like do some walking. I'm like, Bango, because I remember meeting him. Bango. He turned around like it's somebody who know me, and I'm like, he seen it was me. He's like, oh shit, come. He come running. He had the phone with remember the old schools?
Yeah,
the
bag
big
phone. Yeah, bag
the
phone.
first cell phone.
Yeah,
the backpack,
Unzip
yeah,
it,
the bag,
pull
yeah.
the phone down in there, pull it out. So he's like,
Nostalgia
oh,
alert.
what up, Lil Easy? Like, where they at? I'm like, I don't know. He had the phone though, and IC had his. So he's like, I'm about to call T. So he get in the car with us. And he's like, man, I'm glad it's y'all. Woo-de-woo. He called Ice-T on his phone. Ice-T and Durrell just bought a Premier Eagle when they first came out.
Eagle Premier. Yeah.
Eagle Premier. So he got Ice-T in that. So Dango called him, man, where y'all, what happened? Where you at? He like, where we at? Talking to Durrell. Durrell like, tell him to come to my mama's house. Just tell him to mama's house. So we like, all right, bet. Go to mama's house. He said, they said mama's house. I bet. We hang up, so we all meet at my mama's
Shout
house.
out to Mama
Dang.
Love again, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
Shout out to
Greenwich
Mama Love.
Village.
Bro,
Greenwich
these
Village.
stories we looking for right
Ice-T
here,
at our
bro.
house in the driveway. We giving him water and
Village.
shit. Cause you know he hot, he tired. He like, oh man, my guys got arrested. We trying to figure out what to do now.
Yeah.
You know, it was
And
just crazy.
after that day,
about
we
45 minutes
just
later,
called him
people
up.
was knowing.
Called him up, man. We be
GBC
at Jack
was
the
off
Rapper
the
in
hook.
Atlanta. It's my EASETOWN. You turn around, it's Ice-T or Hammer, you know. When I was in BRE magazine, Hammer was showed us. We was in it. We down there with Russell Simmons and everybody.
Yeah.
And then Jack the Rapper was the spot back in the day.
Yeah.
And he like, man, y'all in BRE magazine. We like, really cool, you know.
Yeah.
So
Us, because it was the new up and coming. Us,
Yeah.
Heavy D,
Oh,
Heavy D and the
Heavy
Boys.
D.
was
now
just-
Queen Latifah was in it
Queen
too.
Latifah.
She was just coming out.
Naughty by
89.
Nature.
That's
Naughty.
a
This was
era
91.
right there.
Yeah.
90 when OPP and all that first came out. So, you know, we was all on that ticket with them.
Man, bro, that's a dope era to be
Oh,
in.
and Chris Cross, Jermaine Dupri and
Chris
Chris
Cross.
Cross,
Yeah.
when he brought them out. He told us, didn't he? Jermaine Dupri told us
Yeah,
right
we
there.
met him before
he
he
said,
got
they're
there.
going to be the biggest thing to happen in rap.
Yeah.
We was in Atlanta.
They were
About a
kids.
week or two later, jump. We like, that's Jermaine Dupri. He told us.
Yeah.
He told us they was going to be that big.
Wow.
Before they was.
One thing I could say that I would have done, and I would tell any young person watching this now, is that I was super loyal to somebody who wasn't loyal to me.
Yeah.
And because of that,
Each label. For
we
real.
performed at Jack the Rapper one year. Russell Simmons, Heavy D, Dougie Fresh, they all approached us. Hey man, give me a call. I'm taking the business cards, giving them to Herc, because he my manager. Here you go, man. Russell Simmons
Instead
wants
of
to call
keeping
him.
Hurt the jerk.
Yeah.
He's in the book.
Instead of keeping them.
Man, he wants us to call him. He
But
like,
you
cool.
go give it to your manager, you know.
Yeah, but
Right,
see,
yeah.
I would have wrote
'Cause
them
you
numbers
loyal.
down first if I would have knew he was about to jet out.
So, like, you beat me there. So, would you consider that your legendary mistake?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I'm around all these people, and I got a relationship with some of them, but I didn't go hard with all, man, if I know what I know today, because a lot of times, sometime back then, it was all about who you know.
Right.
You know, you could be okay hip-hop wise, but if you knew, I'm sure Ice-T would have gave me a deal if I wanted, because we was cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I was talking about L.A. Reid and all that in Columbus. You know, it would have been just a phone call away. So when you get around people and that's bigger than you, get to know them, or try to. Don't push yourself on them, but try to build that relationship with them. You know what I mean? And that was one of the downfalls. I didn't, because I felt like, man, I'm getting up there too. I'm all right. I'm just like them. But we did take pictures and hang out and stuff like that. But I think I could have built more relationships, with more people, because we opened up for everybody in the industry back then.
And it was cool opening like for the Fresh Prince. When he was the Fresh Prince, the rapper.
Oh my God.
He was cool, like it was good. Him, Special Ed, people like that. We meeting them, doing shows with them, and then months later meeting them again, and they remember you.
Yeah.
Will Smith remember
and they
you.
Stars.
Yeah.
They big now.
Yeah, they was big, but they remember the Special Ed, Will Smith. They was the coolest. Like they acted silly like us. While we waiting on shows backstage, they laughing with us. Kicking it. Brian Ragsdale silly.
Yeah.
Special Ed,
Right.
Fresh
Dre
Prince,
and-
Will Smith
and
act
Brian
just
Bentley
like
and-
so they was
Right.
fitting
They was
in with us.
Right.
The Alcoholics, y'all remember them?
Yeah, of
King
course.
T,
Yeah,
King T
King
and
T
Alcoholics.
and Alcoholics.
We met them. They was so down to earth and cool. Us, Alcoholics, Biggie.
Yeah.
At the Memorial
I don't
Hall.
know nobody who wasn't really cool. Everybody.
Keith
Well, hold on, wait a
Why
minute.
was the Biggie so
Hold on,
big?
wait a minute, bro. Wait.
Let it fast forward to
Yeah.
like 20
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
and they
bro,
want to give us one of them.
Yeah, bro, we want to hear some of this shit, bro. The alcoholic, but you said Biggie, bro.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell
Give
you a
us
story about
Biggie
Biggie.
shit.
I
We
love
need
Biggie,
Biggie, bro,
legend.
right now.
So,
We met him.
so they had a
I'm glad
show.
we met him, man.
The Dixons gave a show. Herman Dixon.
Herman
and that.
Dixon,
They
Jag
gave a
opened,
show.
us and
William
Jag
Dixon.
opened.
That was a lot. It was a bunch of city
yeah.
guys who performed, opened up, and Biggie was coming out. He
What
was
venue?
out.
What venue?
Memorial Hall.
Memorial Hall.
Memorial Hall. So our dressing room next to Biggs, right? So we sitting there, we all excited, like, man, I can't wait to go on, So Biggie come by, we go in his room. He got all this food in there, chicken, everything,
He got KFC buffet.
Yeah, man, buffet. And
And
we
they
like,
gave
man,
us and the Alcoholics veggie trays.
of course, they're gonna treat you like that. So we sitting there. So I had guys.
KFC buffet.
Y'all been eating rabbit food, and he
So
in
I-
there eating.
Right. So I had guys in my camp that was my size or bigger, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That we just posse wise. So all those big guys. So Biggie come by. I got a guy. I don't know if y'all know Jimmy Gass. He's a comedian. He's out in L.A. right now. Good friend of mine. I just
Jimmy
left
Hat.
him last night.
Shout out
I
Jimmy
just
Hat.
was back
Shout out.
today.
Shout out.
So Jimmy, the smallest dude, Jimmy probably 5'7", 180 pounds soaking wet. Not even that big. The skinniest guy in the room.
140.
So Big say, hey, yo, come here, man. Jimmy like, me? He like, yeah. He said, man, watch my room for me.
We about to
We about to
perform.
go on stage. So Jimmy like, all right, cool. He said, man, don't let my fuck with my chicken, right? So Jimmy standing at the door.
This KFC buffet.
I'm like, man, that's the smallest motherfucker in the crew. so
When we here to perform.
yeah, so I go out there, we watching, he doing warning, he banging it, right?
Oh, my
So
God.
after the show, I said, damn, Big, why you choose this nigga to watch your food? He said, look at all y'all big niggas, man. I don't want y'all standing around my chicken. So he chose the smallest dude to watch his food.
But it didn't stop nothing because J-Ro and them from the Alcoholics talked us into going in and raiding it anyway.
But it was funny, he was a
We
funny
went in
dude.
there and
Big
picked
was
through
funny.
it while they was performing. We all
Yeah,
picked through that chicken
he
and
was a good,
shit.
he was a good dude. He was funny too. But he chose the smallest guy to watch his room because his food was in there.
But y'all got a chance to just powwow with Big and kick it and talk shit.
Yeah,
and-
we got to talk to him, man. He was cool, man. They was real.
I think
at
that's
the
a-
time it was just him and Lil C's. Them was
Him and
only
Lil
two
C's,
guys.
yeah.
But
they was
I think that's
blowing.
one of the differences now between when you was actually like doing shows with people, because now it's normally done at clubs, right? And you don't even see the artists that you might perform and go, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you perform,
even doing features,
open up
you ain't
for,
even got to be in the same city, no
right,
more.
right.
Back then we had to go to different cities to jump on something,
And back then to promote a show, you know what we had to do? Get out the car and staple it on the poles.
Yeah,
that
we
was
had
promote.
street teams
We couldn't
and
hit a
promoting
button.
shit.
What
and
about
everybody-
rehearsing, bro?
We
What
couldn't hit a
because
button.
something that you mentioned earlier is that you know, y'all don't just get on the stage and just walk around and just rap on the mic. You guys put together a for real performance.
every
You gotta
day.
practice, and you
Like,
gotta
tell me
practice.
some of the process of actually putting together a show. What does putting together a show look
Okay, one thing with me is I'm a visual dude. I would go to concerts just to see how people came out on stage.
Right.
And you go to a Fresh Fest, you're gonna see Dougie Fresh, called himself the world's biggest entertainer. And he had a big ass globe on stage with steps, and the globe would spin around and open up, and he'd come out and beatbox and Rakim, you know, they had the pyramids and excuse me, Eric
LL
B.
coming out
No,
the
Eric,
radio.
LL coming out the eject box to take the set of the radio. Like I said, Rakim, they had the pyramids, and Eric B. opened up the top of the pyramid, and his 1200s was in there. And then the doors are open on the pyramid. This big ass king chair sitting there, spinning around real slow by itself. Smoke coming out everywhere. And about the fifth time it spin around, Rod sitting in it like, you
That's
know.
hard.
I mean, so I was like, man, I said, man, if I ever get to that point, and I called myself Dr. Ease back then, so I wanted to have a big ass emergency room entrance, you know, with the doors, smoke everywhere, and they say there's a doctor in the house, and I have a nurse pushing me out on a cart, you know, and take the covers off, and I set up, you know, with smoke everywhere. So I was like, man, I was thinking, but we didn't have that kind of money to do those kind of shows.
Yeah.
But we worked our ass off. We practiced every day. Everybody knew each other's songs, you know. So we put some work in practicing.
Yeah.
We weren't
Like
getting
the
on that
boys
stage.
Club. We rented a room at the boys club.
Yeah, we go up
You
there
know,
and just
we
practice
go and
every
practice
day.
every other
we,
day, yeah.
we put the work in every
Boys
day. We
Club on
definitely
Stewart.
practice, you know.
I seen you guys perform at least probably 3 times. I told you a little earlier.
Yeah.
And the first time I seen y'all perform, I was younger, probably 7th grade or so. Man, I didn't even know that y'all was from Dayton, bro.
Wow.
When I found out that y'all was from Dayton, I was so proud, bro. At that point, like, damn.
They that big and they from here?
They from Dayton because, man, y'all shit was immaculate. Like I said, bro, y'all had dancers.
Yep.
And back in those days, you had Scoop and Scrap Lover.
Yeah.
You know, you
yeah.
had to like
yeah.
kid and play type. So
And our dancers
dancing
would battle
and like
them all the
a
time,
dance
yeah.
routine with 2 dancers, bro, that shit right there was
You
major,
know what made
bro.
our dancers unique? Because
What-
they was tall.
Vincent and
Vincent
Broderick
Yeah,
was 6'5".
yeah.
Vincent and Broderick was
They was
6'3",
taller.
Yeah.
6'5" apiece.
Tall dancers,
And
the
could
tallest
get busy.
dancers ever.
And could get
Bro,
out.
Hanging with the.
What was the song that y'all had where y'all's
MC Lights dancers?
y'all's
Leg
DJ
one and
was
leg two.
y'all's DJ was scratching in, he won't stand still.
Oh yeah, yeah.
he won.
That's what it was
That was
called.
one of
I
the
can't
songs.
stand still.
Bro, that was a real banger.
Thank you, man. I
We
was talking
need
about how
that.
I couldn't
He won't
stand still
stand
on
still.
stage, and that Eddie Murphy, he won't stand still.
Yeah, that
So
shit
we
was hard.
did
bro.
a lot of sampling
Sampling.
stuff,
Yeah.
dropping stuff in and out back then.
Definitely.
And just let me know when y'all want to get to eavesdropping, the song about
Yeah,
getting
so,
first.
Man, let's get it.
so like we're in line with that. So like when did y'all go to Star Trek Records?
Okay, so after Bullseye, a lot of the guys, Rob and them, started a group called Slam Syndicate.
So y'all 91, 92, yeah?
91. This is 91. So, because I didn't want to continue with Itch Band because we was getting fucked.
Right.
I'm like, man, I ain't going, like I said, it only take me a couple times. Yeah, I ain't getting no money. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. I'm not, man, I'm done with them.
You gonna rob me without a gun once.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, man. So they like, we gonna start a group. So they started a group called Slam Syndicate. They had Zoe,
Yeah.
called himself 12G. He was the rapper, and they was okay. They stayed with Itch Band, and so I was without a deal after the Hurt situation. So we're recording again at Big Bang Studios. They were on 3rd Street at this time, named Mr. Thomas
across from AutoZone.
and Keith Nash. So we in there recording.
Oh, that spot right there.
Yeah, it was a
where
yellow
the car
house.
sitting at?
Yep.
That always looked like something that didn't seem like a car dealership to me.
Yeah,
Always looked like a
yeah.
studio.
It was a
Like
studio.
there.
Yeah, the front looked kind of, but yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
it
studio.
makes sense
So
now.
we in there recording. So Keith Nash knew the guy at Star Trek Records, and so they were recording. Like I said, Jag was recording there. Guy named Rooster. I don't know if y'all know Rooster. King Kali.
Used to break dance.
Yeah, he was
He used to be
there.
with Keith Wilson with Kitty Bug.
Yeah,
Rooster with
Tommy
the
Owens
dreads.
and them. They had the
Tommy
first
Owens.
family.
Oh, yeah.
Legendary
You
handshake,
know,
Tommy Owens.
Yeah, they had the
They had
first
First
family.
Family.
Yeah, I was
They
like,
was on the positive stuff.
yeah,
They
I
had
was,
the
I was,
crowd.
I was like Uncle Ease to
First
them. You know,
family.
they were all younger than me. You know, but so we all of us in there, everybody jumping on everybody tracks and stuff. You know, we was all a big family there. So and the cartel was there. So he sent all the music out to the companies, and Star Trek was like, we want to fuck with these. So they're like, okay. So I come in the studio. He like, man, you know, they want to sign you. I'm like, who? He like, Star Trek. I'm like, who's Star Trek? You know,
Maryland.
he said it's a jazz label out of Baltimore, Maryland. He said, and they want y'all to be the first rap act. Once again,
the
first rap act, you know. So it's like, okay, cool. So we go to Baltimore, we sit with them, and I think they signed me because I had a fan base already too, you know. And
Hey, y'all roll deep anyway. Like I said, I ain't seen one picture of you by yourself, not once. Look at that.
You can't have a posse being by yourself, you know.
Right.
So we go to Star Trek, you know. They we want to sign, you want to do this, want to do that. We're like, okay, cool. So they gave us the money. We recorded all the songs already. We was ready to go. Right. So at this time, I'm with a guy named Craig. They call him Craig Ski. He's a rapper for, he be with Zapping them right now. So this guy tells me, yo, Ease, man, look. NWA always talking about Compton and so-and-so, man. Why don't you talk about Dayton? I'm like, what the fuck do you want me to talk? Man, the Bird, you know, we hang out on, they got Crenshaw, we got the Bird.
We do.
I was like, shit, nigga, you right.
Yep.
So I got to work, wrote a song called Eavesdropping about cruising down the Bird.
Eavesdropping. Legendary.
And so I'm in Spunky's nightclub.
Spunky's.
Yeah, we going back, I'm telling y'all my age. So we go to Spunky's nightclub. I see Marcus Allen. This when U92 was
starting.
The WRU.
DJ Meach.
Yeah. So Marcus Allen was there.
He went from WDAO
Yeah, he went
to
from
U92.
WDAO to U92.
Not the Marcus Allen, the running back for the Raiders. Okay.
Yeah, no, not him, but he called himself
Program
Marcus Allen.
director from U92.
So he was a DJ. So I see him, and they had a guy who used to be in a wheelchair. His name was Players Moore. He did he? I don't know where he went. But anyway, make a long story short, I take him to see. I said, Marco, I gotta let you hear something. Because I had him on a song I did called Hurricane, was on the Eavesdropping album, and he was the weatherman.
On the song.
Yeah, so I got the idea. We're in Atlantic City, and this is when I was with Bullseye still.
Okay.
I'm in Atlantic City. We get to Trump Plaza at this hip-hop conference. And damn, Hurricane Andrew was coming. And I'm like, God damn, we came down here just in time for the hurricane. I mean, they boarding up the boardwalk and shit. And I'm looking out the window, and I see this weatherman out there talking to shit blowing everywhere. And I'm like, man, Hurricane Ease. I said, yeah, I'm gonna be taking rappers out like a hurricane. I'm gonna do. So I started writing that.
So
and
wait,
that's where I got the
wait.
idea
I got a
from.
question. You're not worried about your life at this point. You started writing a song.
I mean,
motivated.
Hey,
motivation in it.
That's how it comes. When it comes. And I'm watching him on the board, wind blowing, he talking, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna write a song called Hurricane Ease about taking out rappers and this from state to state, hurricane, blah blah blah. So I wrote that. And we brought Marcus Allen in as the weatherman because he already worked for ROU
That's
in
hard.
U92. So he did that, and we was cool with him. And we had been down with him since he was with WDAO playing Make It Last. So I put him on the album doing that, and I got to work on Eavesdropping. And when I saw them after the club, I let him hear it. I said, man, this is dope. About 2 weeks later, we was doing an interview on U92, and they started playing it, putting it in rotation.
So like they call it proper and rugged because y'all had a
Gangster side and a proper
There we
side.
go.
So it was
The rugged
eavesdropping,
side was
proper, and
beat
rugged.
side.
Side A was proper, songs
Okay.
appropriate for the
For the
radio.
radio.
Fire.
Song B was rugged, street.
Fire.
So because people was coming up to me, man, when you putting another album out? It's coming soon. You cussing? I'm like, dude,
and back
then
then,
other people. So I'm like,
you couldn't get no radio play with cuss words.
no,
At all.
At all.
So we had to
After-
write clean. You had to really use your mind and write.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
you
the
couldn't
concepts
cuss.
had to be clean. So after NWA came with the gangster, everybody, okay, we got to follow the time. But I was like, everybody don't like gangster music.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna make something for everybody.
Both sides.
So song A was proper, all songs appropriate for the radio.
That's fire.
Side B, gangster.
Rugged.
That's fire.
And that was my dopest album, to date back then, because I gave something to everybody.
Right.
You could play this. Hell, in Michigan, we had 3 songs in the top 10 in Michigan, And even with Bullseye, we was number 45 out of 89 on the best-selling LPs and cassette charts.
I used to show love to Bone B on there. Bone B was on your album.
Yeah.
And Bone B got a fire line on there. He said, I got an 8-ball from Prescott drive-through.
No, that was me.
him.
Oh, that was
Yeah, we was talking about cruising down the bird. I was just hitting with cruising down Gettysburg, Hooks Barbecue, everything. Solid Gold Records, everything. Goldman's Parking Lot.
And I heard that on the radio. Like, man, when you hear something like that on the radio and you from Dayton, bro, you just love it automatically. Like, it's an embrace.
Yeah.
Real stuff, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like another legendary handshake was the Marco 275 was saying about, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he followed y'all blueprint of, I'm gonna rap about what's going on here.
Right.
Because,
Shout out 275 and Dre Needs.
Dre Needs.
Yeah.
Vincent checked in on the live. He said, man, great interview. And he said he was one of the dancers.
Oh, Vincent Ward.
Shout out to Vince.
Shout out Vince.
Oh, tell me about Vince.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. He's a great actor too, man. Vincent Ward doing his thing acting, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like y'all done met a lot of nice actors in y'all life. I mean, you got Will Smith in the backyard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is bitch from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, from The Walking Dead.
From The Walking Dead.
What?
He was
He
my
was our
first
dancer.
dancer.
Salute, man.
And then after they started Slam Syndicate, I had Brian Bentley
and Dre Lewis.
and
Andre
Dre
Lewis
Lewis.
from
And
Town
Brian
View.
Bentley
Now, you know
is
they
a
was
great
great.
actor. He just did a movie called The Public with Emilio Estevez. We did it last year.
Gabriel
And shout out to Michael K. Williams. He played a homeless guy with Michael K. Williams. Brian Bentley.
Yeah.
And he's in my movie Two Wrongs Don't Make
From
It Right.
Town
We
View.
get that too.
That's
So,
TVT, man, the building.
Yeah.
So, y'all also got a song there with, is that a sample with Teddy Pendergrass or y'all actually
No, that was a
with?
sample. That was a sample. Yeah, we had a guy from Central State sing the hook for that.
So, I saw the publication for your second video, which was the X Chill thing, but like, what was y'all first video?
Make You Dance.
Yeah, Make You Dance.
At
Make You
Spunky's.
Dance at Spunky's. Yeah.
The remake
yeah.
of Rogers, I Can Make You Dance.
Yeah, we wanted to pay homage to him, so we did remade Make You Dance over.
So, like, what was the first video like for you? Like, walk through your first video.
Make You Dance was the first video. We set up
Classic
Spunky's
Records.
nightclub, Classic.
Started at Classic, Torrance
McClendon
Classic.
started Classic. He had
Had
just
some
opened
there.
up. So I wrote the treatment for it. I'm like, man, Make You Dance. Okay, we're going to be in the club. Nobody dancing. We're going to be at Torrance Record Store doing an autograph
Ain't nobody
session.
at Spunky's dancing.
Nobody's dancing.
So they
So
call Ease.
they're going to call us at the store. Hey, they ain't dancing. We come there and we make them dance, you know.
Right.
So that was the whole treatment behind it. And so for it to be my first video, it was like real exciting. I couldn't sleep that night, We telling everybody to be there. I'm hoping
got the
people
Central
gonna be
State
there.
Q-Dogs
Man,
come there,
everybody
so-
was there.
He laid his clothes
Dude.
out, had his shoes.
Man, right. So if you see the video, we got a line of people all the way to the back of the building. We got drug boys, Corvettes, and drop tops, and and if you see them the hairdos they had back then, and I was crazy. So we shot the video, man. It did well. That video didn't make BT, but it was on the box and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it sold records. We were selling. We were selling records behind that when doing the video. So yeah.
And it was amazing being in different cities and they singing our music about Dayton.
Yeah.
Right.
How we were singing NWA straight out of Compton or whatever.
That's a great.
It was
feeling.
amazing being in Mobile, Alabama, and then
Right.
you could put the mic like that and they saying,
Yeah,
That's
or
we
Dayton
in Mobile.
See?
We in Mobile, Alabama, with Heavy D, Hammer, Ice-T, Tony, some I can't remember who else, but Guy. So, and you got, I think it was 15,000 people there, and like you said, when you can stop and do this, and you hear the whole
They singing
everybody
about
just
Dayton.
talking about what you talking about, something you wrote and produced, great feeling, it was a great feeling.
That's hard. So, y'all also did something called Club Island, and y'all did it with Farside.
No, that wasn't me.
Oh,
That wasn't me.
My bad. Sometime I know Sir Lord.
But with
No,
Star
that
Trek
was
Records,
me. That was me and
You and
Bumblebee.
Oh,
and,
you?
and
Okay.
Dre Lewis
See?
and them.
See
We
that?
performed with
See that? Even when I'm
Farside
wrong, I'm right. Okay.
That we performed with Farside at the island.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
okay,
old
yeah, that
club,
was
the
it.
island on Main Street.
Oh, okay.
That
That
It
was just a
called the Black
humbug.
Hoods
It's just
back then.
Farside was there to perform, so they like, dang, we got to kill some time. Y'all want to do something? Yeah, you know what I mean? We always ready. We got the DAT with us or whatever. So
Yeah. So
Got the
a
dat,
funny
baby.
story.
yeah.
A funny story is that.
I was like, man, wait a minute. I know I researched this.
So Friday we doing that show in Mobile, right?
Yeah.
they saying Kev have to do something. He come back, clothes all tore up. Because we was on the charts. We was like number 2 in
I had
Alabama.
the East Town Posse jacket on.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have went out
he
there
needed
with that
security
on.
back then. So after the show, me and Trouble T-Roy, Heavy D's dancer that passed away, me and him, we on the
Girls
side
on
of
the
the
road with
stage, and we looking at me and him looking at 357. You know,
Yeah.
they used to wear the biker shorts, the girls,
Hammers girls,
and we like, man,
357.
and I didn't even drink, but we on the side drinking gin and juice and everything, and so the next show we did was in Indianapolis with Heavy D, Salt and Pep, no, Heavy D, Guy, and Tony. And
Indianapolis, yeah.
after that show, me and Trouble T-Roy just kicking it this night. At Indiana that morning, he died.
Yep.
Trouble T-Roy, the dancer,
He was
Oh,
cold.
he
fell off
Yeah,
that
fell off
thing,
the
yeah.
thing, yep.
And it's like, damn, I was just with him last night, you know. But yeah, that same day
I was
he
in
died.
school. I was at Meadowdale still.
Yeah.
And
Meadowdale.
bruh called with that like Trouble T-Roy dad. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, he was
Yeah,
cool,
they was
man.
playing it
He
at
was
the-
with him like Trouble T-Roy dad. Like,
Damn,
wow.
that's a tough. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
I was at school.
That was
like,
Man, he was a
crazy.
real famous dancer too.
Oh
bro.
yeah,
You know
I'm
what I
telling you,
mean?
Vincent and Broderick used to go at it with Chubb Rock's dancer. His name was Hot Dog.
Yeah.
Oh man, Vincent and
Dog.
Broderick battle every day, everywhere we went.
Leg MC
Yeah.
Lights dancer,
Yeah, Big
leg
Daddy
1 and
Kane's
leg 2.
dancer.
Scoop and scrap.
Scuba Scrap.
yeah.
They had dance battles.
Because they
back
was
then.
like,
Yeah.
these boys tall.
They
They was
tall, but they
amazing
could
how
get
tall
busy,
they
man.
was.
They
And
got
the
busy.
agility
They
Yeah.
did, bro.
They
They
got
was.
busy,
I'm
man.
telling you, bro. Y'all was major.
Yeah.
Y'all was made. Y'all got everything that any of them other artists had as far as creativity.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I love sample type shit too.
love
Like man,
samples.
y'all's
Yeah,
hooks
so-
have samples in them.
Yeah, the
where y'all bringing them in, man.
Yeah,
That
and
shit
that's
used
what we
to
did
be
with
fire,
the
bro.
eavesdropping album. And I'm gonna tell you, that album wouldn't have been like that. We had a DJ called Eric Shear. His name was Eric Shear, the EX Chill. That's why we did EX Chill, because people was bigging up their DJs back in the day. You know, so we wrote a song. I wrote a song called EX Chill for Eric Shear, and he's the one. If you listen to Put Your Mind and Body at Ease and Eavesdropping,
production.
totally
Yeah.
different. Because Eric brought that production, man. I mean, he was at Central. He was with his friends was from Philly and New York,
So he
and
was
we would
on
go
that.
to Philly and hang out with him.
Yeah.
And then we knew, we need to use break beats. We need
Yeah.
to do this, and so he brought that
Sample,
real
break
sample
beats.
production, break beats in, and made that album what it was. You know, we all put our heads together, and that album was the dopest album because of what he brought to it, the samples and all that, and break beats and all that, the real New York feel and Philly feel to it. You know?
Yeah.
That was that second video.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, when do y'all branch off and also incorporate the DNL records?
So Star Trek, DNL was a subsidiary to Star Trek.
Okay.
So really, we were on DNL, but distributed through Star Trek.
Okay.
But what happened with Star Trek?
Oh man.
So Eavesdropping album banging, right?
We making
Absolutely.
them
Selling
money.
out.
We
I
making
mean,
Star Trek money.
making them
Going
dope.
crazy.
They had Pieces
They
of a
invested
Dream
it in-
and Lonnie Liston
ahead.
Smith. So everybody on that label moving, songs moving, they making money. So they're in Baltimore. They're out of Baltimore. So he called me, man, we need another single. I'm like, well, I need to see some money. You know, when my check coming, this. He like, oh man, I'm gonna get it to you. But you know, I found these white boys. They're called the Upbeat Boys.
He was
They're
trying
gonna be
to
the
do a
next
Backstreet
yeah,
Boys
they're gonna be the
type
next
thing.
Backstreet Boys. Trust me. So I'm like, okay, man. so I'm like,
You gotta wait for that to materialize before you get paid. Is that
yeah.
what
So
we're
I'm
waiting
like,
on?
dude.
He was
so,
basically investigating into the white group because
No, he was investing in the white boys.
investing
what
or money that's being made.
money that was
Yeah,
being
right.
made.
Y'all, he
Into
taking
that
that
group.
from
And this
Bonnie
is a
to-
black-owned label. That's what
Right.
pissed me off.
'Cause, you
I'm
know,
black, Lonnie Liston Smith black, Piece of a Dream black. Everybody's selling.
Yeah.
He take everybody's money and put it to these white boys because he thought he had a new kids on the block.
Yeah.
So he's like,
They had dolls.
man, we couldn't even get T-shirts,
Wait, sir. They had dolls.
Dolls.
umbrellas, dolls, lunchboxes, pencils, any promotional item you can name they had. And we had to fight to get T-shirts to pass out at concerts. So I said, you know me, I'm like, look, I ain't giving you no another single till I see something, you know. So he's like, see, I didn't know. I was learning the business while in the business.
Right.
You know, if you know the business, you know to get your publishing in order and everything.
Yeah, you gotta
and they can only screw you so far if your business is in order.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is this, at this point, the second bad taste of business when it comes to music?
Yes.
That's your taste?
Yes. So by me getting screwed by Herc, then I started learning. So I'm like, man, I had the publishing company, but the label still have to do everything correct too. You can only get so much if they're not doing it right.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I signed up with BMI Records.
Yep.
I mean BMI Publishing.
Yeah,
I'm
BMI,
still with BMI as a writer. So at the end of the day, he put everything in one pot for these white boys. Put them out, and they tanked.
Yep.
So it stopped the process on my album. It stopped the process
Jazz.
the jazz, Lonnie Liston
People had
Smith,
jazz
Pieces of a
albums.
Dream. And now it's like, so I told Kevin was somewhere, so I called Bumblebee. I said, look, we going to Baltimore. B said, all right, I got you. He had 38 with him, right?
You daddy.
So my father said, yeah, I'll take y'all down. My father didn't know.
He didn't know y'all going down with the rats.
Right, no, right. he didn't know what he was about to get into. So he drove us to Baltimore.
Oh, good intentions.
Yeah.
Hey, my boy, go to the record label today.
Yeah, he took us to Baltimore. Because I would call.
Yeah.
You know, when you hot, they answer the phone.
Right.
When they fuck up something, they ain't gonna answer.
Of course
I
not.
said, fuck that, we're going to Baltimore.
Right, we
get
pulling
to
up.
Baltimore, pull up. I walk up in there. I said, I need to see Jim. I think he passed on. His name was Jim McNeil. He was the owner of the label. They said, well, you got a appointment? I said, I can do right now. So walked in the back. B got the 38 with him. We walk in there. He in the warehouse. All this shit of
all them
the
bobblehead
upbeat
dogs.
boy, bobblehead dog. I'm looking, man. I'm getting more pissed off seeing all this shit.
Yeah.
And I said, man, I need to get paid. He had a brand new Jag out front. I said, I need to get my money, man. He said, well, man, it don't work like that. I said, well, how do it work? I said, because evidently whatever you doing ain't working.
Right.
I said, man, where my money? Because I'm like, fuck this. I got kids now,
Yeah.
I need to feed. I need my money.
Change, yeah.
I'm going to go to jail for mine. You know what I mean? So I'm in there, and he trying to explain to me, and it was an axe handle sitting down. I picked that axe handle up. I said, man, you going to give me something before I leave here.
Wait a minute. Inside a record label, it was a random axe handle just sitting there.
They was sitting, and they was in a warehouse. We was in a warehouse where all the records were.
Suge Knight must have just left there. So.
Man.
Go ahead.
So I said, man, you going to give me something before I leave. So I put it on my shoulder like a baseball bat, and he was talking, and B saw it in my face, and my father saw it. He was like, nah, don't do it, man. Don't do it. And I'm looking at Jim. I'm like, man, you going to give me the keys to that Jag. I mean, I'm about to rob him.
Yeah.
And I ain't that kind of guy,
right.
but I got to feed my kids, and I'm getting fucked around. Give me my money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or something going to happen.
Absolutely.
Man, I promise you, man, if I had it, man, I lost everything. That ain't my fault.
Right.
You made that decision.
That's like a you problem.
Give me my fucking money.
Absolutely.
And I tightened up on that handle, and B must have saw it in my eyes, man. He grabbed the axe handle. Because I was going to jail in Baltimore, and I'm so glad he did it, because when I look back, it's like, what can you do? I would have been in jail, and,
Still didn't get the money.
Still didn't get the money, So I said, well, man, release me out of because I was under him for 5 years. I was like, man, give me my contract. He said, I'll do that. He gave me my contract, and that was in Star Trek Records. Yeah. So then after that, after being screwed around so much, man, I said, man, I'm starting my own shit.
There you go.
That's how I start producing. When you waiting on people, you talk to a producer, come through the studio, I'll be there. You sitting there by yourself. It's like, so I started producing myself. Like, fuck it. I got tired of waiting on people,
Right.
So I started producing myself. I started Ohio Funk Entertainment.
Yes.
I got an idea. You know what would be dope? Is if I did songs with all these Ohio Funk legends in the city. They right here. I traveled with Slave. I was the rapper for them, so I traveled with them. I knew Lakeside. I knew Sun. I knew Heat, so I'm like, man. So I said, okay. I told Slave, man, let's go in the studio and record a song for me. Mark Adams, Drac, they like, let's go.
Mark.
Man, we go in the studio. This Quan's dad, he's who's son of Slave now.
Son of Slave,
His dad, man. We
I
go in
grew
the
up with
studio. We do Slide Over. I called it Ohio Funk 2000. We did that. I knew Keith Harrison from Phazo. Got him. Me and him did Riding High Over. I get with Sugarfoot from the Ohio Players, right? Sugar walking down Salem, 98 degrees. He got a trench coat on. Black leather trench coat. I pull over. I ain't got $1 in my pocket. I said, hey, man, let me talk to you. He said, what's up, man? I said, look, I'm working on this album, man. I'm doing this. He was like, he lived on Salem, too. I think on Emerson, one of them corner houses right there. So Benson, I think. So he said, come on in, man. Let's talk about it. So I go in his house, man. I'm sitting there. He said, I'll be back. He go upstairs, man. I'm hearing elephant sounds and monkey sounds. And he got trees in his house. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And so he come downstairs. He said, man, this is how I relax. He said, this is how I relax, man. I said, hey, man, do your thing, man. so I explained to him this idea, Ohio Funk. Who's not going to play this? Yeah. In Ohio, at least. That was my goal. Yeah. Ohio going to kill it.
Start here.
Yeah. So he's Diamond from Ohio Players was his manager, the drummer. And he told me, man, give me $5,000. I said, man, I don't have it. He said, well, you don't have Sugarfoot. I said, look, man, I get it. I know this guy's worth $50,000 to do more than that. This Sugarfoot.
Right.
This Ohio Players. I said,
like $5,000 was love.
That was love, but I didn't have it. And I would go to the store. I worked at GM at the time. Had 5 kids, paying child support, doing whatever. So I would go to the studio and get the music in order and go back the next week when I got paid and put the lyrics on it.
Right.
But so I didn't have it like that. And so Sugar called me one day. He said, set the studio up. I said, I ain't got the money, man. I'm just going to keep it. He said, don't worry about it. I said, man, let me take you out to eat. I took him to the Chop House out there by the Dayton Mall. We just sat and talked and got to know each other.
Yeah,
it worked with me. You worked for me for the directors, program directors. We sat and talked. He said, man, I'm going to do this for you because you're doing something I wanted to do back in the day, but everybody had egos. So Ohio Funk, it wasn't national. I didn't have no distribution deal or nothing. I was just under my own imprint. And this is the only album in the world to have all of them on the same project. So when they had the Funk Hall of Fame downtown, that album is the only hip-hop album in there because that's something that has never been done in the world.
That's a stat.
Slave on there, Ohio Players, Mark Woods from Lakeside,
Keith Harrison,
Zap, Keith Harrison, Ride High, I told him, all of we did it with him, and that's never been done. So that's like, once again, the first to do something, it's like, yes, I accomplished it, So, and then, man, we was carrying Dayton for some years on our back. And then Tall Entertainment came about, and I love that, man, because they was dope, all of them, man.
Absolutely.
Rob Jackson, oh my God. And then DeMarco and them, man, they was dope. Jamel, Mees and them, Dream On. Man, I was like, man, they got it. They got it.
So here at the Legendary People Podcast, we had a thing called the Butterfly Effect, where it's either something you said that I found truly profound during the interview or something I found during, my studies on, like your particular background. Like you just said there, like you took what you've already learned by going off doing business dealings outside and you brought it back home.
Right.
One thing I also found was truly legendary was the fact, like, you didn't look for a different sound and then copy that sound and then mimic that, because that's what it is like today.
Right.
It is, okay, everybody doing auto-tune, let's all do auto-tune. Even though this is the home of auto-tune, you didn't jump to Roger Trout's shoes.
Right.
You did your own thing. And you brought on your brother. Nothing is more rewarding than that. Like, I can see you as a million times personified as a legend. What you did for your brother.
Thank you.
It's something I hope to do for my younger brother.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You didn't only put your foot in the door and you got yourself, like firmly in there.
Right.
You brought people with you. You brought your team with you, like for instance, in 2019, y'all all went to Columbus and y'all had a good time, a ball, y'all took pictures, and you got the fans in there saying, "Oh my God, my dad was in your group." You like, "Shorty, who's your dad?"
Yeah.
Because you helped you've helped that many people. On your trespasses, on where you're going. To me, that's unequivocally legendary.
Thank you.
But coming from where you started from, the road least traveled is, feel me, like, that's where the money is at. But you took the back road, guys had to bump shoulders with some of the legendary people that there, and you still was lyrically in the same class as these people, if not above that. Because you were authentically yourself. It's like you ran into what's his name? Law and Order.
Ice-T.
Ice-T. And he's telling y'all, this rapper ain't this promoter ain't this promoter ain't that. I bet he ain't said that about y'all.
No. He was giving us game. You know what I mean?
To me, that's truly profound, man. And I want to tell y'all, man, y'all had a legendary run. And like I said, with the Tall Entertainment, and they all owe you a huge service of gratitude of what you've done, and what y'all done as a team.
And you know what? Not to interrupt you, I appreciate that, but that brought me back to something. We did a song recently called One Breath Still Breathing. And when I got with these bunch of old school cats that was banging back in the day, you know, and I didn't realize, I knew these guys like Ton, King Ton, and Evolve, you know, Akil, people like that. I knew of them, Machete, you know what I'm saying?
Machete.
I knew of them, but I didn't know them, but I knew of them and I respected them, you know.
Mike being
So when they approached me, Peabody, you know,
Peabody.
when he approached me, and him always been, that's my little brother right there too.
he cool.
So when he approached me about doing this song, he said, man, you got to do it, man. It's an uplifting song, man. It's raw. He started telling me Jag on there, so-and-so, all these Ton on. I'm like, really? I said, okay, I'll come. So when I got there, we did it at Cool Ray.
Cool, right?
Corey, we did Cool Ray.
yeah,
We did it
yeah,
we went to
Shout
his
out to
studio, and when I'm sitting there, like I said, I never had real conversations with them guys. I knew them. We respected each other. We spoke. But when I sat down, Ton come in, and he looked at me. He said, dude, I don't believe you here. I'm like, man, what you talking about? You know,
from the same city.
he said, man, I just told my girl outside that I drove by and I saw this Hummer with EAZY on it. And he said, I said, baby, how look? You know, like, I mean, he had my head this big, man. And I was like, really? He said, man, I told it's about to be legendary in here. So he come in, man, and he gave me my flowers, man. To hear that from one of your peers that was doing the same thing you was doing the same time, Evolve came in and was like, dude, man, I've been wanting to meet you. I'm so glad you're here. Man, I can't believe I'm sitting here talking to you. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, you know, that's great, you know, to be able to make an impression on some of your peers, even though you didn't know it.
Absolutely.
But, you know, because you got a lot of rappers that, oh, man, fuck that nigga, man.
Exactly.
He from there, you know. But these dudes was like, man, Machete was like, dude, man. I remember when I was 7 years old,
Shout out to Machete,
you know, Coach Chronic.
Coach
Dude,
Chronic.
He
Legendary
shouted out on his record.
yeah, he like,
so
dude, I rap because
he
of you,
showed
man.
Legendary
He
handshake.
said, I remember you being at the studio at Sonny's studio.
Kenny Red.
And he said, I was a little kid, man. I came up to you, man. I said, man, I rap. And I was listening to you. Y'all used to be in the house recording. I used to be on the porch listening. This Coach Chronic, you know. And he said, I came and you talked to me, man. You told me, little man, just keep doing your thing. You know, keep doing it. And I didn't know he was going to be Coach Chronic, you know what I mean?
That's crazy,
And it's like, man,
bro.
just to get that respect from people around here that was doing the same thing you did. Anytime you can influence somebody, man, that's a great thing, man. In a positive light, you know what I mean? And that's a great feeling, you know?
Speaking of positive light, Pastor Pews, right? So like you writing
That's in our stage play.
you writing stage plays there.
Yeah.
What's that like going from so both of y'all like what's that like to still be able to be around the arts? Because like for instance, like if you're a basketball player, the best thing is turn into a coach or probably go into analyst, something like that. What's
Great
like still
question.
be around
Great
the music,
question.
still
Great
being creative?
question. So how that came about was, like I said, Tall Entertainment came in.
Tall.
They started doing their thing. I'm like, man, they dope. So then, I'm older now. You know, it's like, man, I've been doing this 15, 20 years. Like, you know, it's time to do something different. Won't be no 50-year-old rapper, you know, or whatever. So I started doing spoken word. And I started like talking to up and coming artists around here. And then I said, you know what? Sometimes you just say I'm done, but when you a creative monster like us, that creativity kicks in and you back doing something.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you get screwed around, you're like, man, fuck this, I'm done with this shit.
Right.
But then you sitting there and them juices start flowing, the creative is just who I am.
Right.
And I had to realize, man, it's just you. It's who you are. You're a writer, you're a rapper, you're a producer. This is just you. So I said, man. So a guy named Frank Muhammad was doing a stage play called My Sister's Keeper. And it was at a church. And I said, man, I want to be in your play. He said, all right, come on. So I played a lawyer in this play, a bad lawyer, you know, beat up this woman, raped her and everything.
Whoa.
He gave me a bad part, but it was cool. I wanted to be in
read
the
the
play.
script like you didn't. All right, I'm gonna show up.
So I got
$8
there.
sign in.
Man, but I put everything into it. I said, man, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it right. So I put it in. I'm gonna beat her up for real. You know, everything looked real. It was crazy. It looked real.
Graphic.
I put it in there. I put it on. So
Somebody sitting there raving about it.
yeah, like he put it on. So
We getting canceled. Fuck.
I didn't rate it for real. It was a play.
Hey, thanks, Dr.
What it was,
We canceled.
we
man.
had a
Thanks
couch
lot,
sitting
man.
here,
All right, go ahead.
Been a
and
short
behind
run.
the couch was a mattress.
Okay.
So we were standing up talking, and I was trying to hit on her. She wouldn't take my advances. So I punch her, and she fall down. But it's a fake punch.
That's some New York, some
And then the lights go out, you know, and you hear screaming and
lights go
stuff.
out.
And you hear screaming. And actually, Sherry Porter's, Devin's wife, Devin Christopher, an artist, Devin Porter was his wife. She was already in the play. And after that, man, I said, man, I like this acting stuff. So I said, but don't make my part so. But it was a gospel
Finally,
play. It was a
found
gospel
your
play.
real calling.
Yeah, it was a gospel play, so it was, you know, it was clean, but it was raw. I was like, man.
Oh my
So
God.
after that, I done 5 more plays with him. Then I said, you know
start
what?
writing your own.
I can write a play.
Wait.
Yeah.
What was you in the second play?
Um,
A mailman, at least.
no, I was a guy. I was a guy who was. It was. Oh, get that. This is gonna be funny. It was called "The Devil Came to Church One Day," right?
Okay.
And I played a pastor, and I was a dirty pastor.
Damn it.
Taking people's money. I was all about the money, you know, all about the money.
Why they keep typecasting
I
you,
don't
bro?
know, maybe because of my size and stuff,
okay,
man.
yeah.
So I said, man, I'm gonna write a play. So I wrote my first stage play, and it was called. I was watching TV, and this thing came on. Why do men cheat?
That's the name.
And I
of it.
said, you know what?
Yeah.
That's a good question. You know, that's an age-old question that everybody answers. So I look back at my life, my father's life, my grandfather's life. My grandfather had 20-something kids, all these different women. My father had 7 kids, 4 different women. You know, I think he had 10 total. We later found out he had 10 different women. I got 5 kids, 4 baby mothers. He got one kid, been married once forever.
Man, you the GOAT.
And I've been married twice. And it's just like, I'm glad he didn't follow that part of me.
Right.
Because I was,
See that, man?
I watched my father.
Shout out to
and-
Shirley, been married.
Shout out to
20
Shirley, man.
20 years.
Oh.
Yeah, I watched my father run around with all these women. I watched my grandfather. He watched it. So it was like, so I started, I read the Bible some, and I went to church to Mega, you know. So I'm just going to keep it real. When I read the Bible, when I got to the part, Job begot so-and-so, so-and begot, and it's like, dang, there's a whole bunch of stuff. And then it bored me after a while.
Yeah.
But I said, I'm going to write a story called Lord, Why Do Men Cheat? And I'm going to use stories and scriptures from the Bible to explain why men are the way they are.
That's hard.
I wanted to do something different, not just why men cheat. So, because like King Solomon said, ain't nothing new under the sun.
Absolutely.
Everything that happened already happened before us. So I started looking for stories, Samson and Delilah, you know, King David and Bathsheba, and I tied them into my play of why we are the way we are.
Right.
You know, King Solomon had 700 wives, 300 concubines. It's 1,000 women. And we can't have one. We got to have one right
We
now.
got
So it's
one,
like,
and if we cheat, how they get to have, you know?
but that's just what's the
days.
time. That's just how it was.
Man, you got one, bro. You can't jump in this time like,
So that's what it was.
I'm just
But
why is it,
but
why
if
is
you
it
think about
cheating
it,
these days for us
Think about
men?
it.
Right.
You
But
know,
those men back in
yeah,
the day.
and in the play,
Right.
and
I
in the
mean,
play,
damn, they had 1,000.
7.
You see his question?
kings could
How-
be
300 concubines.
What give me a concubine?
and they were concubines are bed warmers.
Bed
700
warmers.
wives and 300 bed
Man,
warmers.
we getting real creative. These
I'm
are
not using the B
stories.
word no more, the H word no more. I'm calling you a concubine.
concubine, huh?
You concubine back ass. Like,
They were bed warmers, man.
like-
So
Bed
I
warmers.
tied all
Bed
that into the play, and we, and we
you
did
bed
them,
wench. All right.
and we did them at churches.
Right.
So,
'cause it was a
and
gospel
pastors
play.
would come up to me because I would tell stories. I'm like, I use my mind. I'm like, you know what? It's 10 women to every one man.
Absolutely.
Think about it. If every man was faithful and didn't cheat, it'd still be 9 women with nobody.
Yeah.
Can you say that again?
I
For,
think
wait. Can you say that again in this camera for the women in the back that still think? Look,
I'm not saying to do it.
I think
just
this
saying
in America.
my train
That's
of
in
thought
America.
Of while I was writing this play, is they say it's 10 women to every one man. So if every man was faithful and didn't cheat, it'd still be 9 women with no man. Then I said, that's why women go to other women. So now you gotta think we in church doing this play, and they thinking like, you see him in the crowd like, man, I ain't never thought of that.
Yeah,
You know what
thought
I mean?
about that.
Yeah, and then we tell stories like King James. No, it was King David. You know, he on the roof, and he see this beautiful woman taking a shower. He like, damn, I want her. Right. You know, send his guard, go get her. Went and got her, brought her back. And
sent her husband to the front line of the war and got
she
him
said,
popped.
I'm married.
Yeah.
I got a husband. He's fighting in the war.
Oh, that over there.
Yeah, he's fighting in the war. He's fighting. I'm married. Come on, I'm the king. I'm gonna get what I want. You sleep with her, get her pregnant. She said, I'm with baby. I'm pregnant. Okay. I'm just giving you how this play went to tie it into biblical days to modern days.
Absolutely. Okay.
So, told the military captain, send him home. I think his name was Uriah, if I'm not mistaken. And he came home, and King said, sleep with him. We're gonna say it's his baby. Now this is the biblical days. He said, sleep with your husband. We're gonna say it's his baby. She tried to sleep with him. He said, I'm not sleeping with you. My men are over there dying. I didn't come home for this. That's how faithful he was to his men.
That's good.
So she went back, King, he wouldn't sleep with me. I'm gonna throw a big party. Bring him over here. We're gonna get him drunk. You know, it's in the Bible. No, we're gonna get him drunk.
No cap.
No cap. We're gonna get him drunk. Got drunk. Wouldn't sleep with her. Passed out on the ground with all the other drunks. King said, you know what? I'm gonna take care of it. Called him or sent to whatever they did back then. Like he said, put him on the front lines so he can die.
Wow.
Once he on the front lines and the enemy come, y'all retreat from him. He on the front lines, his men backed off and he got killed. So he had his wife. So the part of the play which made it from biblical to modern was that the joke behind it was like, what do you call a man watching a woman take a shower and she don't know it? Peeping Tom, right?
Yep.
So they were all laughing about that. So we got them hot, like, then we loosened them up with jokes about biblical stuff, you know. So that play went well. And then I wrote a play called Too Wrong. Oh, in that play, he played a Pastor Pews.
Pastor Pews, that's why I found it at.
Yeah, and basically what it was
with the S on the end.
Yeah,
Pastor
Pews. And so what it was, I wrote this character called Pastor Pews to where he kind of reminds you of Jerome from Martin.
Okay.
The wig and, you know, walking and the voice and stuff. And he had bad breath. And he was always counseling people. Yeah, so he always counseled people. So when he talked to him, he always blew his breath on him. Like, how can I help you today? You know, and they'd be like, Lord, Pastor, you know. And they'd be like, we all right, thank you. They try to hurry up and run out. So I had him saying, and they love that character, man.
That's hard.
Then I wrote a play called Two Wrongs Don't Make It Right, and I just turned that into a film. Just wrote into a film. So
man, like I was about to ask, so like you wrote a book as well.
Yeah.
Your book is called.
It's in process.
You gotta
man,
get printed.
What's it called? Portrait of a Star.
Yeah.
Portrait of a Star. So is that following your big brother's footsteps?
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
and
look at that, man. You are continuing.
But
Like you understand.
He's
what
teaching,
that
bro, teaching like how not to get fucked in the industry and a lot.
Yeah.
My book, I'm giving more insight on what happened at concerts and shows, and you know, I'm putting a little more insight.
You
on
kind of doing the historical aspect of what y'all been through. You are right at giving game.
exactly.
So two different aspects.
Right, and it's crazy because you don't realize what you're doing until somebody come to you and say something. Like Peabody,
Absolutely.
Mitch Dunbar, you know, my guy. His grandfather was the original drummer in Ohio Players. Mr. Webster, Greg Webster, played on Funky Worm.
Right. Yeah.
So I went to Solid Gold one day and bought his book, My Life and Times in Ohio Players, something like that. When I read his book, I said, damn, I can write a book. I've been through some shit too.
Yeah.
I wrote my book because of Mitch Dunbar's grandfather.
Right.
Peabody wrote his book because he read my book. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, circle of life.
Circle of life, man.
And
That's
so I put him in my
butterfly
plays.
effect,
He's in my play and stuff and everything. So
He in the movie.
Yeah, he in
We
the
just got
movie, in the
done
play.
filming.
Yeah.
They editing now.
yeah, so
Two wrongs don't make it right.
yeah,
It's the movie.
it's the movie. I just got back from LA taking care of some business, you know. Shout out to my uncle Gary EAZY. You know, they call him Smart G. He a G too. We just found out we had an uncle in California, man, my father's brother.
Easily
We
is
reunited with them.
Easily is a legendary last name because we have another guest in here before we get up out of here. So you want to bring him on camera?
Yeah.
Come on,
All
bro.
right. People ask me, you know, how this
Give him a proper introduction.
how my legacy is going to end.
I got you.
Come
So-
right here.
No,
he
he
come
come right here.
Okay.
So what I do is tell people, I laid my foundation. I got a son. His name is Andrew Versatile Baby right here.
Versatile.
And see when I tell people he can spit, he gonna say that's his son. So I called him. I said, you know, I want to end my interview. I said, son, I need you to do me one.
Let me get 16, man.
I said, they gonna think I'm just telling them you can spit because you my son.
Right.
So I said, this how the legacy gonna keep going.
And that easily is a legendary last name, bro. Come on,
Drew
bro.
Bateman.
Come on.
Versatile.
Get y'all some.
Let's get it.
I said, all right, we good?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get your shot together,
Get
King.
me right. Let's get
Let's
it.
get it.
Got you. All right.
I want to hear that.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
Got
Let's
you.
go.
Look, being sick before COVID was in my bloodstream. Think you fly till you get caught in a bug screen. I pluck wings. I'm from the dirty, no mudsling. Get your shit parked, no jungle gym, just one swing. Windows to the soul. It's like a Surface tablet. Perfect craftsman, but Scotty blunts, burning ashes. My work is classic. Apply pressure and search for madness. It ain't fair. I got more heart than niggas. I Birkin bag. All my G's locked in. It's all Gucci. Stars everywhere handing out L's. It's all Louis. When I feel trapped, the key inside you. Saw movie. Bars always pass the exam. No law schooling. Pyroactive. Fire rapper, a biohazard. Took some time off. Now I'm back cracking. Chiropractor. I'm a surgeon. Microfracture. You ain't no minor factor. Firecracker. Think I'm a joke. You gon' die of laughter. Grip vice. Vice grip. Vice versa. Keep sleeping on me. We gon' get you the right serta. The manuscript can't pen with me. I write cursive. I write murder. Then wipe the prints like Persia. Ran it up. Turn your man to dust when the cannon bust. I done bought them more like Maryland. This a Manson cut. Blow up skirt on Maryland, Monroe, leave you John Doe, Joe DiMaggio, hits come in bulk like a Costco, used to be Incredible Hulk, stuck in the foxhole, now I'm neon-edited goat, you a cockroach, tired of them cracked ass street raps. Pothole, my goal, stay top shelf, not 5-hole, spit spiral, twist spiral, rap gyro, started at the top, then faded, flat high note, then scratch vinyl, rhino, stepping on rhinestones, cyclops, third eye open, both eyes closed, winds in the circle, cyclone, technical pyro, let it ring, now your machine beep. Dial tone, extraterrestrial, UFO, I should dial home. Don't play with niggas' bread, you get boxed like a calzone. You clowns copy, but sound sloppy, wild choppy. My hands down, weave game crucial, Calzaghi. That's it.
Let's go! Let's go!
That's how you
How about my man Chris Unbiased? Chris Unbiased! Give my man stand up for the one on smack. Give my man stand up for the one on smack.
Yo, my album, Jigsaw, man, it's my alter ego, vice versa. See, that was just verse.
That's hard.
You talked about duality earlier.
Duality.
Vice versa. He plays no game. 10:31. Be ready. It's about to get dark.
That's hard.
It's about to get dark.
Come back in here when you ready to drop.
You already know.
His
I
shit
come see
already
y'all.
ready.
I come see
That
y'all.
was hard, bro.
That's how you
Appreciate you.
end something.
Appreciate you.
So see, I like to show and
think,
prove
man?
instead of just telling people, dude, you gotta show them.
Bro, look, we always
That was definitely hard,
Yeah,
bro.
that was
That was
hard,
definitely hard.
I love that.
Man, I had to read one thing, bros. Everybody go to Sheik's Breakfast, man. They got the best breakfast in the city, 716-1665, 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., man. You guys want to make sure that you go to Sheik's. And if you're injured, call attorney Michael Wright 937-222-7477.
Yes,
Had to
sir.
get that out the way, bro. You straight bodied that, bro, and I love it, bro. And one
Next
thing
up,
though,
baby.
Ease, before you pull tight, King, I did want to say, like all of these major things that you've done and you've accomplished, bro. The one thing that we can't not speak on is that you're not done yet, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got a book.
Yeah.
I took a little time to read your book before you got here, just to check you out for real, and I couldn't put it down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, so like you got this creativity about you, bro, and the things that you produce are very, very entertaining, bro. So you know what I'm saying? Just the encouragement to keep going. Like, man, you've done a whole lot, but you got a whole lot more to do.
Yeah, still
you know what I'm
moving.
saying? And shit, that's a part of your butterfly effect and how we feel like
sir.
you
Yes,
can
sir.
continue to inspire, bro, because that's the main reason why we bring people on here, to inspire, give you an opportunity to share your legacy. So when your sons,
Yeah.
man, after you done came back on your next trip, you know what I'm saying, they'll be able to see where they came from, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then Ease, man, Kev is my bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk, like that. And he wanted to really make sure that I got you on here because I don't know you how I know Kev,
Right.
but that is my brother, man.
Yeah.
You know, and the things that he done been through in life, man. He Smed, what's up? Like y'all just always check on me.
Yeah.
So man, and he really came in and shared a lot of insight. So I'm just thankful that you guys came through. Definitely legends, bro, and I appreciate y'all's time to come through here and chop it up with us.
We appreciate that, man. We appreciate y'all, man. This platform is going to be big, man. And I'm glad that we can be a part of it before it got right there. You know, it's getting there. It's climbing, man.
One of the first. Look, he's one of the first in
Y'all are
everything.
blessing the people like me. You know what I mean? Y'all blessing for us, man.
Yeah.
So thanks for having us on here, man. And
And it ain't over, man. Y'all come on back, man, and chop it up with us about just trending topics, bro, because there's gonna be a lot of shit going
We're
on.
gonna come back when my movie come out because I was in LA this weekend taking care of some business, you know, trying to get distribution and stuff like that, and we got some good things coming with it. So two
Yeah.
wrongs don't make it right. The movie,
Yeah.
it's feature film, man. It's gonna be hot.
Drop your social medias, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
IG Vice_Versa 21 VICE_VERSA 21 and Facebook Drew Versatile Bailey Versatile VERSATYLE.
Yeah, I'm gonna check on you, bro.
And I'm just
I'ma check
Daryl
on
T.
you, cause you nice, bro. You nice, bro.
Daryl T.
Easily on Facebook and Kevo Ease on Twitter.
There we go.
All right.
Is that up?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, it's your boy Dash Resource, aka Peanut. I do sell stocks not dope every Sunday 8:00 p.m. where I teach people easy ways of making stock money. You know what I mean? Crypto, everything like that. So you know, sell stocks not dope, man. Every Sunday, man. Sponsored by T-Shirt King 274.com.
T-shirt Kings 247.com.
247.com. Look, come on, man.
Go for your mouth. Go for your mouth.
Go for your mouth, bro.
4301 North Main. Come through and see us, bro.
You
We out
feel me?
here.
Indeed.
Bless.
I want to get with you on that too, on that stock stuff.
for sure, bro.
You got Carter.